And we're live. Hello, everybody. My name is Emma. I'm DMing this evening for Girls Run These Worlds. This is part of the Girls Run These Worlds series of holiday one-shots. We're going to be playing a game tonight called Fallen Mirror. It's set in the Kingdom of Vespain. It's using the Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition system. My name, again, is Emma. I am your DM. My pronouns are she, her. And I'm joined by 3 absolutely wonderful players. So I'm going to let them go around and introduce themselves and give their names, their pronouns, the name of the character they're playing, and the pronouns of the character they're playing. Cast, if you'd like to.
Hi, I'm going to start because no one started. Hello. I'm Katie. I'm going to be playing a high elf wizard named Lavinia Everknown. Ooh. And I don't wear glasses. This is just for the bit because I'm a wizard. And all wizards wear glasses, right? It's like how all rogues have knives.
Exactly, of course.
My pronouns are she, they, and so is my character. Over to Clara.
Hi, I'm Abigail, she, her pronouns, and I'll be playing Clara, she, her pronouns, and Eladrin Druid. That's all.
I'm Rara, he, they, and I'll be playing Sebastian, he, they, who is a Hexblade Warlock and the brother of Clara.
Superb.
Who are you, Emma? Or did you already?
I am everyone and everything else.
Yes, you're Brennan Lee Mulligan. What?
I am. Because I am Brennan Lee Mulligan.
Oh
I am the world and all the people in it. the dream to be him, truly. All right. With that, if everyone is feeling ready, we will go ahead and jump in. And before we meet any of these 3 lovely characters, I would like to invite you to picture the Kingdom of Vespain. A snowy place. It's filled with highs and lows, great tall mountains capped in snow, and low valleys with trees that rarely have bright leaves. It's filled with evergreens. We skim over those mountains, across mist-filled areas, over small little hamlets and towns, until we come down to a little bridge made of oak running over a small river in the middle of the forest. We stay watching this river for a while. We watch as light passes across it, several days going by, maybe a week, maybe two. And with this speed of time, we notice as the water starts to slow gradually. At first, you can see twigs and rocks getting caught in it, and then you can see the fast stream turn to a tiny burble, and then to just a slow back and forth wave, until finally it starts to ice over. A process that probably takes 5, 10, 12 hours happens in just a couple seconds as ice crystals creep over the top. And the river is frozen. On top of the bridge, a little squirrel runs across with a little sound. And it stops and looks down at the frozen water. Looking past it, as if we were standing on that bridge, we can see its shadow reflected perfectly on the ice. A little miniature squirrel. For a moment, the two squirrels stand there on the bridge. And then our little forest friend scurries off back into the forest, perhaps to go dig up some acorns. He leaves our sight, but we remain there for a moment, staring down at the shadow that's still frozen in place on the river, unmoving. From there, we will move down that river in a great rush and find ourselves in the Great Vespinian University, a bustling place made of towers and spires. Every wizard tower that you can think of has been layered somewhere in a metropolis that stretches part of the way up one mountain. And nestled in the middle of this, on the morning of the winter solstice, the shortest day in the Kingdom of Vespain, we find one of the small university gardens. It's a stately area filled with flowers. They've been very well kept. They're in beautiful, neatly aligned beds, filled with different rows of colors, some of them in intricate patterns. And a couple of them at the edges might be starting to wilt and crack up under the frost, but most of them are still beautiful, still beautifully shaded by the trees around here. Within this garden, we find Clara. Where are you, Clara, and what are you doing this morning in the university?
Clara is she's a winter eladrin druid, and so she's got very pale blue skin and these like icy blue eyes with like white hair that's like up, and she's wearing like a warm like gardening outfit with like fuzzy boots and gloves, and she's sitting at one of the flower beds on the edge where some of it is wilting, and she's kneeling down real low to be like on the flowers level, and she's got one of her hands under the butt of one of the wilting flowers, and she's just like, "Oh, come on, little guy, I really need this job." And she's just like incessantly casting druidcraft to really try to get it to work and just come back to life, because that typically works. But right now, the flower will just kind of go up for a second, and her hopes go up, and then it droops back down. And Sebastian's typically with her while she's working, and so she's like, "You are embarrassing me in front of my brother, and I don't appreciate that." To the flower.
Nearby on that front, what is Sebastian doing in the area, and what does Sebastian look like?
Well, I'm trying to be a little sneaky, but I'm a shorter guy. I'm tan, got some golden eyes. My hair's like copper with little green highlights in the sun because I'm a spring eladrin. I'm a little guy, like 5'4" or so. But I work with a couple other blue collar types on the grounds, but they're always like, oh, the monarchy is more important. Oh, the parliament's more. And so I fake a cry once a week so they get uncomfortable and then I can leave. So while I'm hanging out with my sister, I'm also trying to get one of each fruit because I got her a new hat for the solstice and I want to fill it with a bunch of fruits, like a little cornucopia. But I don't want her to see. So I have a little pole that gets real long and I try to poke some fruit when she's not looking, um, while cheering on that flower that I talked to earlier, telling it to please wilt a little bit if it could. So, having a pretty good day.
As you poke at the fruits with your pole, make a stealth check for me, if you will, against
For
Clara's passive
emotional
perception.
damage.
11 plus 5 for 16.
Clara, what's your passive perception?
It is 17.
As you're staring at this flower, you just hear the noise. You don't even have to turn around to see. You hear the noise of something happening to one of your plants somewhere, and you might not know exactly what's happening, but you know.
Uh-oh. I was all frozen.
Uh-oh. Emma, come back.
Emma, come back.
Emma,
Where did
come
I
back.
freeze?
So she heard the sound that apples make when they fall from the limb.
She heard gravity.
Again.
She looks behind her.
Hi.
Hi. You
It
good?
was one of the bad ones. It was going to mess up the whole barrel.
I'm going to trust you on that.
Thank you.
She just goes back. She just goes back. This isn't new. Sebastian's definitely taken fruit from the trees before.
My little
And-
vest is overflowing with them.
We just see the bulging pockets of a whole variety of fruits. Every type of fruit you could think of is somewhere in these gardens, and you have the benefit of knowing who tends them and where they are.
What's the use of pockets or gardens if you can't put them together?
Exactly. Clara, as you hold this little flower bud in your hand, give me a nature check as you've been trying to cast Druidcraft unsuccessfully.
Yeah. I'm a really good groundskeeper. I've got a -1 to nature, so that's a 12.
It's a solid 12.
Solid 12. Dirty 12.
You kind of hold this flower bud up, desperately hoping it will stay there. It does not. And you can feel, you're not quite sure what it is. You can feel sort of a weakness, almost as like sponginess in the stem, as if it's been overhydrated or overwatered or something.
That's so odd. Man, I thought I was better than that at this. Well, I'll have to look into that a little more because I don't have any spells that can help with that.
As you kind of stare in dismay at this, you hear a cawing sound high up in the sky. And you look up to see a sight that you're actually familiar with. You look up to see a hawk that comes to find you in the gardens about once or twice a day. And this is a hawk that normally comes with message requests for help, that perhaps a plant has been broken or trampled over somewhere in the garden. It's not unusual. You're used to this summoning you to different parts of the university for an immediate floral problem of some type.
I hope this isn't happening anywhere else. Another wilted flower.
Oh, an IFP?
Yep.
Immediate floral problem? Already? Well, I can help. They told me not to come back till I became a man. I
Did
cry
you
all the
cry
time.
for that?
and-
You cried for them
Yeah, I
again?
cried for
Okay,
them.
good.
Yeah.
Good trick though.
They hate it.
They do. It's really funny.
Does
The
her
hawk
hawk like me?
lands down on the ground and looks at you, Clara, for a moment, with eager, beady eyes, and then flips its head around to look at Sebastian. And you don't quite know how a bird could look a combination of judgmental and dismissive, but somehow this bird does.
I'm just trying to wing it, and he seems like he's in a really foul mood. So I'll just leave him alone.
A double whammy pun. That's a good one.
Don't want to put them all in one basket.
The bird head just stays kind of tilting, assessing you for a moment, and eventually slowly pivots back to Clara with a little scroll attached to the bottom of its talon.
Oh,
I'll very gingerly reach down and get it, and I will say thank you.
Bird does a little bow of the head and then takes off into the sky in a big fluttering of wings and veers off towards the apple tree as it goes and kind of dive bomb zooms just a little too close to Sebastian on its way
I
away.
will fall under the ground to avoid that bird. He hates me.
This is normal behavior on both of their parts.
Mm.
You're doing
Big
a really
narc
good job of
energy.
playing siblings, honestly. This is really good so far.
What did he say?
I don't know. Watch, it's
Send
going to
it.
be all the way across campus.
Yeah.
I'll open
Nobody
it.
ever tweets at me. It's just you every
I
day.
know. They tried to change the name of it, but we just keep calling it tweets.
Still a bird, yeah.
Yep, still birds.
They tried to call it Hex, but it didn't make any sense.
Yeah.
That's not what
Freaks
it's
out
doing.
everybody.
Because trying to send a hex message is really, really
That's
not
just
it.
that's just not the right branding.
It just
like,
doesn't
get-
make any sense. Like,
Get
why
off my
is it called
skill
Hex?
set.
It
Yeah.
doesn't hex anything. Why is it called that? I don't know.
It doesn't match.
It doesn't make sense to be like, I sent you a hex.
It would be
Unless you
very
really
confusing.
did.
Exactly. You unfurl the scroll, and you're normally used to sort of a block of text detailing the customer complaint form, sometimes politely worded, sometimes less politely worded. So you're surprised when you see just a sentence or two of text written in this big, careless, loopy hand in a gold ink. That reads that the Dean Everknown of the Vespinian University would like to see you in her office.
What'd you do?
I'm getting fired. It's the flower. I knew it.
I would like to use my mask of many faces to make myself look like my sister. I'll get fired.
Okay,
Okay,
we'll go together.
let's go together.
Okay.
Get fired
Solidarity. I'm Clara.
I'm also Clara. I can't do that.
No, I'm Clara.
I am Clara.
Everyone is Clara. And the two of you head off in the direction of the dean's office, which is predictably about as far away from your current position as it could be. As you make your trek, moving towards that area of the dean's office, high up on the mountain, just high enough that it's at the same elevation as some of the lower cloud and fog, in the sort of leadership complex of the university, we find Lavinia. Lavinia, where are you? What are you doing? And what do you look like?
I mean, I'm obviously in a library. One of the many. I'm sure there's like specific libraries for specific things. I think that I would be in like the evocation library, just like trying my best to find spells that seem interesting. She's a tall, what's the name? High elf. I was like half elf. No, high elf. She's like tall and willowy, very, very pale white skin, with blonde hair that's like kind of like, I was gonna say Kardashian, but I meant Targaryen. I don't have good words. My brain is real smooth. Yeah, like Targaryen style, like white blonde hair with the white blonde eyebrows. But it is pulled into like like a ballet bun. Like, you know how like mom's hairspray that's so hard that you could like knock on it and it might crack. Like it is, there's no escaping hairs. It is like completely like all of her clothes are pressed and neat, and like even how she's sitting, like she's arranged her skirts of her robe so that like they don't get wrinkled when she's sitting. And she's got her glasses on that look like these ones because that's fun. And yeah, she's from the audience view, you can see there's like books sort of just like floating and like landing on the desk around her. But it's not her, it's just this library has unseen servants that she can use to like summon books to the table. So she's got like piles of books about like fireball and, you know, like the alchemical nature of like flame magic versus frost magic versus poison magic and all this stuff. And she's got her her spell book open. It's got like a dark blue, sort of like cobalt leather cover. It's, I guess, like kind of a suede, like it's soft. It's nice to stim on. And it's like pristine. You can tell that it's old just by like the cover, but it's not like dog-eared or anything. It looks like it's brand new, like fresh out of the store. It still has that like new page smell. And she's got a quill that is like I keep thinking about how in Harry Potter they have like all the different types of quills, and some of them are like really floofy, and then like based on like the character they have made the feather like more or less pointy. This is like the sharpest, cleanest feathers, no like indents, no floofiness at all, just like a single long like eagle feather with a pristine point. And she's just copying something into her spell book and just sort of like muttering under her breath.
The most pristine plumage choice possible.
Yes.
As you're sitting in this library, which as the evocation library, there's sort of a circle of libraries right around the central offices of the most important faculty members, each devoted to one of the different schools of magic. And you are sitting near one of the windows when you feel a little sending message ping in your head.
Mm-hmm.
And a voice comes through, and it's the message, first of all, very crisp and clear, is just being dedicated to you in sort of a dictatorial tone. The dean would like to see you in her office immediately, please. And the message concludes. You recognize this voice as Poppy, who is one of your mother's secretaries.
Cool. Love being summoned. Yeah, I think like she has like a moment of panic where she's like in the middle of something and she's almost done, but she knows if she doesn't go immediately, her mom will know. And so she's like hastily trying to figure out like which she needs to put the books back. Like it's fine. So she like sends the servants to like hastily put the books back, and she's like, I'm gonna do it, and like finishes writing something down, and then tucks her book away and just like, she never runs because running is for children and for thieves. And so she is going to walk, but like quickly, like underneath the robes, you can't see her feet. It's like duck paddling underwater kind of thing, like just like. And she's like, one day I'll learn how to levitate, and this will be a lot better. Okay. And I will make my way to my mother's, probably way too ostentatious office.
Your mother's office has a full sweeping staircase that goes up to it as the prelude to the ostentatiousness.
Yeah, we're just in the lobby.
There's sort of a row of desks with various people in front of it who are all receiving memos floating down from your mother's office and then sending off little messages, writing down notes for things later. So you walk into sort of a hub of paperwork and a gentle barrage of spells coming down from this topmost place. In one of the desks closest to the staircase, you see Poppy, who sent you the message, is in the process of writing something, kind of glances up, sees you, and gives a little, she's right up there. Go on in.
Yep. Straighten back, smooth clothes, make sure like hair not out of place, but like casually, because I don't want the like, I was gonna say servants, that's not true, the like secretaries to see me like feeling nervous at all. And then I will like glide towards the door.
Meanwhile, we're running.
Yeah. You're gonna get there like both looking like you, covered in twigs, like panting.
As you glide up the staircase, when you get to the door, which is closed, do you knock or no?
Oh yeah. Yeah, like a polite, like no like dun 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 or anything like silly like that. Like a just like too firm, like
You knock, and there's a pause, maybe 9 or 10 seconds, just a little bit too long, before the door gently swings open.
just enough to
And
get like a little sweaty.
just enough that it's
Just
a
a
little
little.
bit.
Yeah. I'm just like, ooh.
You're right on the verge of wondering if you should knock again, almost, when the door swings open. And you step into your mother's office, where you have probably been a few times before, but not enough to be immediately comfortable in it.
Oh, I think immediately uncomfortable in it is the correct term. Yes. Yeah. Back
It's
gets like ever so straight, like uncomfortably, like almost like like convex.
it's an extremely well kept room, uh, with a lot of books on the walls, and then right in front of those, floating in various different levitational spells and cages of globes of invulnerability, there are various different relics and artifacts that you see. At one point, there's a rapier with a blade that's like made of a single thread of molten lava. There's a shield that's just slowly dripping some sort of poisonous liquid, but it's in a globe of invulnerability, so it never touches the ground. And you recognize all of this as, uh, magical items and wondrous items from various projects or adventures that your mother has been involved in.
I think that's like Lavinia's favorite part about being in this office. Like the rest of it makes her like want to poop, but like the like cool magical artifacts that she so wants to study and like learn more about. So she's just kind of like trying to keep her cool and like maintain eye contact because that's what you're supposed to do. But she's trying really hard not to just like really study the stuff around her. And she's gonna give a little tiny nodding bow thing like wizards do when they greet someone who's a better wizard than them.
Your mother at the desk, a tall woman in a very understated robe, but wearing a form of sort of artificer wizard glove that is not necessary for casting spells, but it allows for a lot of different flair.
Mhm.
It's in the process of doing about 3 things at once. A quill is writing on its own right next to her. She has some sort of uh, clairvoyant scrying spell that she's looking through with one hand, and she's paging through a book with another. And she lifts that hand up, and a chair sort of slides towards you, and she goes, "Take a seat, please. I'll just be a moment."
Oh, of course. Yes, please take your time. I don't want to interrupt your important work.
She continues looking through the scrying spell, and then occasionally making a note or two in her book. A minute passes, and then another one. When it gets to about minute 3, she doesn't conclude any of the spells, but does flip the book closed, and turns her focus up to you finally. And she looks at you and says, "Lavinia, are you currently taking any exams? Do you have any big papers coming up, any projects?"
I mean, I'm always working on projects. That's our job as wizards is to continue always learning, always working. But
Nothing too major right
in the
now.
what?
When
Oh,
you,
sorry, what?
nothing too major right now. Nothing you can't do.
Oh no, I could of course put anything aside if you needed me for something. Of course.
Good, wonderful. In that case, I have an additional project for you. I'm sure you'll be able
Oh.
to handle it.
Is she given me any projects before?
No,
Okay.
it's not.
Oh yes, of course. I'll yes, I'll give it my utmost attention. Um, please, I'd love to hear the details.
She pulls out from, you think at first her palm, it certainly wasn't there a moment ago, she pulls a scroll out of the air and passes it over to you, tied with a little golden ribbon, and says, "Open that, please."
Oh, okay. I do that. What does it say?
You open a map of the surrounding area.
Oh.
It shows the university and the mountain that you're currently on, but more than that, it shows branching water tributaries that surround it, and they lead to one of the nearby mountains, where there's an area marked perhaps a half day's journey up at the very top with a golden circle, little careless mark in what you recognize as her handwriting.
Oh.
Returning to the scrying spell, no longer looking at you, she says, "We've had a slight report. Something's gone wrong with one of the water sources. There's a lot of ice or something. I don't really care that much about it, to be honest. But people will continue to complain if everything is frozen, though I'm sure it will unfreeze, really. We have magic for that." And she summons a create bonfire in her hand. "I'm just so terribly busy, darling. I've asked for help from a few other people in the area. I'll be bringing them in to talk to them in a minute. We're remarkably short-staffed for the solstice, you understand. We've had to really reach out to the rest of the university."
Oh. That makes sense.
"But seeing as you have no other projects on hand, if I could just ask you to pop over and take care of this over the next day or so, see why everything seems to have frozen up there on that mountain and why that's trickling down into our water system."
Oh.
You can do that for me, can't you?
Of course. Yes, I will. Yes. Yes, of course. Now or later or now?
Yes, now.
Oh, okay. I will report back as soon as I have any information, and I will let you know right away. And I will make sure that you are kept abreast of the entire situation. And whoever is coming with me, I'm sure they'll be wonderful and helpful, and we will solve this problem as soon as possible. Thank you for your time.
Partway through you talking, she had reopened the book.
Okay. Yep. She's gonna do a little like awkward curtsy that no one does anymore, and then just leave.
As you leave, about halfway down the staircase, you are on your way departing. You notice that she does not close the door behind you. She leaves it open. When you see Sebastian and Clara walking in a great hurry, I assume, through the door into this lobby.
Just falling through the doorway over top of each other, both looking like Clara.
I was about to say, for Mask of Many Faces purposes, do we see two Claras enter the room?
I think Sebastian probably would have switched back while they walked through the place. He doesn't like too many people paying attention to him.
Yeah.
And I've got all this fruit. So I probably won't sit down or else I'd be in a jam. So I'd probably stand up.
Oh, boy.
Don't be jelly. It's my fruit.
Oh, boy.
What occurs with the three of you running into one another?
Oh.
I feel like I'm like writing something down while I'm walking. Like I'm already looking at the map and like trying to pinpoint like the easiest way to get there. I don't think that she goes on missions a lot. She likes it in the library, so she's like, it's gonna be cold. It's gonna be a whole thing. And so she's like writing on things. I think she just like runs smack into Clara.
I think Clara is just like in her own head, and so she walks right into Lavinia and is just like, "Oh, sorry, sorry, Miss Lavinia."
Oh no, that's fine. You see, like there was like an ink bottle that she was holding that kind of like spilt all over her, but she just kind of goes like, and it just like goes back into the bottle. She's like, nope,
wow.
that's fine. What are you doing here?
Oh, we were called here.
She was called.
I was called here.
Okay. Well, I hope that you're not in trouble.
Me too. Thank you.
Were you in trouble?
I'm not sure yet. I don't think so. Not yet, but probably later. No, I'm sorry. I have to go. I have some finding a parka to do.
That's fine. It's our business. I tried to make a pun. Your
It
name's
wasn't
too
very
hard.
good. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's fine. I'm gonna go. Good luck. I'm just gonna like scurry off.
You
she seems the same.
Yeah, not much has changed.
you scurry off as Sebastian and Clara ascend the stairs. And I must ask, before you do reach the top of the stairs, do you change back to Clara's face?
Not going in here. This room's scary. I'll probably even try to put all my fruit behind me, so
Right
it's
choice.
so it's in the back.
The poison shield always scares me.
It's always important to wear your apple bottom jeans when you're going to go see the dean.
Yeah.
Nice.
And it's gonna be cold
Contagious.
outside,
It's contagious,
so
guys.
it's gonna
So
be it's gonna be cold outside, so you have to wear boots with the fur. So
Yeah.
it's very
you
important
do.
to wear the boots with the fur.
Yes, I'm off to go find some boots with the fur. And I'm like, do people wear pants when they go on adventures? I don't even know.
But no, full serious, because we're kind of like, the feral Wonder Twins. This lady could very well probably just kick us out once she realized we lived here.
yeah, we never told her. We never told her we lived here. She found out.
Yeah. The
You-
boxcar
she
in the
knew.
woods, it worked great for us, but
Yeah, but now the garden shed's so much better.
I like to think she just is like, I'm not having like hobos on our property. Like, if you're gonna live around here, at least I'll give you a home. It'll be a shack, but it's a home.
Like, wow.
Like, wow, how incredibly insensitive.
The door that is slightly ajar as the two of you stand at the top of the stairs. You see the dean actually rise and come into the door to meet the two of you. And she looks at you, Sebastian, for a moment with a little bit of a look of surprise. And then she turns to Clara and says, surprising, but I'm sure we can work with this. Would you wait here a moment? And beckons for Sebastian to come in alone.
oh, all right.
Like, don't get fired.
No, I won't. Never mind. I'm just gonna walk in. Yeah, I'll keep my fruit.
Because it would be really awkward if you just sort of like took a bunch out and like let them fall to the ground right
Or
now.
handed
Like, you
them
gotta,
to
you
me.
committed to the
Like,
bit.
Oh,
Like,
all right.
Shirt tucked in, so they're all on my back, like kind of a bunch of bumps.
Humpback.
Yeah.
We watch you from afar enter into the silhouette of this door with pockets bulging with fruit taken from the gardens, and it closes behind you.
Oh.
Now, for the sake of time, we're actually going to step a few hours into the future. What I will say to the two of you is that each of you is invited individually into the dean's office and told much the same thing that Lavinia is told, that there's some last minute complaint problem with the water tributaries that has come up, and due to the solstice driving wizards and magicians from the university to all different corners of the country to deal with various parties and celebrations and prestidigitating fireworks. They simply don't have a lot of people to spare. And so she asks the two of you for your help individually. And eventually, after discussing the terms of what that might look like with you, sends you on your way after Lavinia. About maybe 5 hours later, mid-afternoon, we find the three of you headed up the neighboring mountain to this spot circled on Lavinia's map. How have you elected as a group, or perhaps under Lavinia's guidance specifically, how have you elected to try and get here? You've been given no guidance or further resources as to how to do it.
I mean, I think Lavinia would like ask Clara if she knows anything more about like the terrain. Like, could we take like horses? Is it like a hike? Is it like a sleigh scenario? Like, how much would
Is
you
it
know?
a sleigh scenario?
Yeah. Sleigh.
Yeah, it is a
What
sleigh
Lala
scenario.
said.
We do need sleds.
We need sleds.
Yeah, does the
Are-
school have sleds?
Aren't we going up the mountain? Why would we need sleds?
Well, when we inevitably have to run for our lives, it'll be a lot faster to do it with sleds down
But
the
then we have to
mountain.
carry the sleds the whole way. And
It'll
We
be
should just
slower.
get goats.
That's a good idea.
I've heard they're the greatest of all time, and I know the university has a couple of them.
Can I do some sort of
But like
check
riding
on-
goats.
Can I do some sort of check on this map to like try to distinguish like the like inclination of this mountain and whether there's like a path we can follow? Like, does this seem like an on foot thing or does this seem like a horse thing?
Yes, absolutely. I will let you make an investigation check or an arcana
Okay.
check for that, whichever.
Could I
you would
give them the help action by standing too close, like we're still friends, like we were when we were little?
That's not helpful.
And also looking at the map.
Okay.
to accept the help action in this instance, you may.
I'll allow it. Okay.
Hey, remember those maps you drew when we were kids? No, me neither. Me neither. Sorry, me neither.
Sorry, it's actually really hard to do this when you're talking.
Yeah.
Let me just focus for a second. Oh, that's not terrible. That's a 19 total. Oh, right, with advantage? Oh, that's a 20 total. 21 total.
You're welcome.
You look at the map and some of the sort of topographical indicators,
Mhm.
as well as some of the ways that different like magic has marked different bit parts of it to be able to animate. You
Ooh.
think that sleds would definitely be great for descending down this mountain. For ascending up it, you could bring sleds with you if you wish to use them on the way down. You could likely walk would be the least difficult and also most time efficient way.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that you'd like to sled down a mountain, but I think that is neither safe nor advisable. So we're going to walk,
Goat?
and I'm going to cough.
Okay.
Are we walking with goats or are we just walking?
We're just walking. I'm not super
Okay.
sure why we would bring goats, but no, we're not going to have goats. You're sure that this is what the Dean Everknown asked you to do? You're sure this is
Mm-hmm.
Pretty
You-
sure.
okay?
Big D told us to stick right with
Oh.
you, keep you safe, and report back after.
It's just it's fine. Okay. Let's go. Is everyone dressed warmly? Everyone have their sunglasses, like the ones with the little like slits in it in case it's too bright. We have a first aid kit. Does everyone have
I am the first aid kit.
any medications we need to bring with us? So we
Yeah,
do
I have all the
pets.
food.
Sunscreen. It's actually, if it's a sunny day, the snow reflects the sun and it actually burns more than on a regular day. So sunscreen might be helpful. Anything else? Furs are good. Sorry, Clara.
Do you come outside very much?
Yes,
Okay.
all the time.
We should be okay, I think.
Well, I mean, it's a mountain and not just. Do we have climbing gear? Do we need climbing gear? Does anyone have? Should we bring rope? We should bring rope.
If a
Ev-
goat
every-
could carry
everyone needs-
all of these things.
But then we'd have to carry the goat if we get to a part where the goat can't go.
I
But where
have
the goat
rope.
can't go. Oh, wonderful.
Okay, fabulous. All right. You know what? I'm overthinking it. Let's just go. Let's head out. Before we're burning daylight. Let's go.
I also brought a lyre in case we want music, but that's not a must.
Okay, sure. Maybe not right now, but maybe later.
No, but when
Um,
we celebrate, like
Oh,
On
us
when we
winning.
sleds.
we're not bringing we're not bringing sleds.
It's okay.
Um,
I'll make us some sleds out of like ice or something when
You
we're
can make 2
on the way
sleds
down.
out of ice when we are
3
coming down.
sleds out of ice.
Okay.
I have a passive of 12. Could you let me know if we see any goats on the way?
Oh Lord.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
You're like not even the druid. You just have a thing for goats.
I just feel like we purposefully left them out and they might feel a little targeted by your
Well, we
hostility.
have someone who could be a goat if we really need a goat. So,
Okay.
Onward.
Can we please go
To the rumpus.
Yes.
You set off on your way up the mountain. As you climb, it takes close to about 3 hours to make your way off the university grounds, across the nearby valley, and then about maybe 60% of the way up the mountain. To get there, you're following actually a stream in reverse. It's the path of least resistance, to follow a stream that would flow down the mountain in the same direction. Walking alongside it on the riverbanks is relatively easy at first.
I mean, my strength is 0 and I don't exercise. So I'm definitely like trying to keep up, trying not to like huff and puff and like just, keeping it cool, compass out, map out,
My
sunglasses
strength
on.
is -2, so I think you're doing pretty good.
Fabulous. We're all killing it. What's your
The
strength,
strong-
Clara?
The strongest of
14.
them all.
Wow. Yeah, my sister will kick your ass.
Probably would. Okay, we continue on. Yes.
You have likely all passed this river or seen it at some point when exiting or entering the grounds. So it is of immediate note, as you set off on this journey, that, as the dean stated, this river seems to be completely frozen over. This is something that you haven't really seen before. Occasionally, there is frost at the edge of one of the major rivers in Vespain, but none of you have really any precedent in your lifetimes for seeing a river completely frozen over where it is no longer flowing and it is just smooth ice on the top, reflecting the sunlight.
Does it
It's
look
very
like it happened instantly, or does it look like it was a gradual freeze? Like sort of dragonfly with one leg in the ice and...
Make a perception check for me.
Oh, heck. That's a 4.
You don't know. You start, you give it a look, and then you think
It's
you hear
nice.
Mm. For science, I think I'd like to this is the part where she'll get dirty is when it's field science. So she'll get on her knees and that was so many things I said that I regret. Just get down and touch the ice and maybe lick the ice a little bit to see if it's saline for some reason.
Does she get stuck?
Do I get stuck? What do I roll for that?
Give me an investigation check
Oh Lord.
for the general
Oh, no.
process of hands-on sciencing the ice.
Can you see it? You can't
No.
see it. Hold on. It says fuck because I rolled a 1.
The dean's going to kill us if she gets stuck to the ice.
You get down and try to lick the ice.
We lick rocks back at the library to see what the properties are. I thought this would be the same.
Ice
I
isn't
think that's a
rock,
prank.
Lavinia.
I think they just tell people to do that for fun.
No, you can tell what mineral qualities are in a rock by licking it.
It's
You can tell if it's bone. Anyway, tell if it's bone.
Pull
That's
down
what it
by the
says.
side of the river and sort of put your tongue out to gently taste some of the ice right by the riverbank. And for a moment, it doesn't get fully stuck there, but you feel very intense cold that then turns to heat in the way of very intense cold, kind of trying to adhere your tongue to the ice. Do you try to pull away and free yourself?
Yeah.
As you kind of
That's a weird thing
pull
to do.
back and free yourself with a little jolt of pain, doesn't do any material numerical
That
damage,
kind of hurts now.
but it hurts. It's not fun.
I'm gonna try to. Can I just try to cast create bonfire on it? So
Does
that
it need vocal components? Because you're
'Cause I
sounding
don't
a
know.
little weird.
Does it? Yes, it does.
Oh, no.
No, I just want to see if it'll melt.
Yeah. You take the create bonfire, and as you go back down to kind of try to apply it to the ice, you hold it there for a moment. You're not feeling the ice melting. And then you look down at the reflection of your face, and you kind of start back for a minute, because in the space where your eyes look out of, there's just sort of darkness. There's no pupil there or anything. It's still your face, It's your face as you recognize it, but
Huh.
you're just struck by wrongness.
Interesting.
Like juggling fruit.
That's weird, right? That's not what ice does.
Do we clock their reflection?
Oh, I would have said if you
Okay.
didn't. Yeah, been like, oh, weird. That's weird. That's not normal, right?
Take a few steps back from the ice.
Cool. Yes. Okay.
Let's stay a little bit away from it.
You back up, and the ice remains unmelted by the bonfire. You're not quite sure if, maybe it's just because it's a cantrip, but it certainly didn't seem to do anything instantaneously.
Okay. Do you mind if we stop for about 10 minutes?
Is their reflection still in the ice?
Like when I step
Want to
back?
take a look?
Yeah,
Go
yeah, I
look, go
do.
look, go look, go look.
I'll go take a real close look.
Oh no, Sebastian!
You go over
Try
and
looking it.
lean down and look over this sort of patch where Lavinia was staring, and you don't see their reflection. It doesn't seem to be lingering there or anything strange.
Oh man.
You just see
Does
yourself.
with eyes?
Yeah, you can see your eyes. Your eyes look perfectly normal.
I knew it. I'm
Wait, so
good.
it's just my eyes? Wait, your eyes are normal, but mine aren't.
Yeah, I think it's more of like a, the heart's intent type of thing. So I just think this water's judging us pretty harshly right now, actually.
Why would
Sorry.
you have normal eyes and I'd have dark eyes?
Oh, I'm real pure. My
You
pockets are full of fruit. What are you
that
gonna
you
do?
stole?
Grew?
You didn't grow them, Clara did.
That kind of counts.
You're supposed to be cleaning the university, not eating the fruit that your sister grows.
Clara, go look in the water.
I
The
don't
ice-
want to.
I know, but you should.
I can break off a piece and bring it to you if you want to look in it that way. She says no. She doesn't want to.
Okay, well, consent is important.
I'll look twice, once as Clara.
No, oh my gosh.
You turn your face to Clara's and you don't see anything, but as it goes back and you kind of perhaps go to pull away a little bit, having tested it,
Mm.
you think for a second you almost see across the skin of your face like ink, words almost being written.
What?
Can I read them? Or is it too vague?
No, you look back and there's nothing there. But
Ah.
for a moment, it almost looked like there was a couple sentences just being kind of written out
get
across the
that.
space where your face is reflected.
I wear my emotions on my face, so it makes sense.
Do we have 10 minutes to stop?
Yeah.
Great. Okay, I'm gonna sit down at the edge of the river, just juggling apples. Great. I'm gonna open my spell book, which is also my arcane focus, on my lap, and I'm going to start a ritual for detect magic.
Nice. What does your detect magic look like, out of curiosity? What does that ritual look like for you?
I think so I'll open the book up to the page that describes the spell. And part of the 10 minutes is reading through the spell very carefully and hearing if the book has any guidance for me, and then the magic would kind of come up out of it, and I think would sort of almost spread out radar a little bit, of just I don't know what color her magic is, probably just white. She's a bit white bread. Just would spread out kind of in a instead of whoo, it's shoop shoop shoop.
It's the most
shoop.
efficient.
Yeah, the most efficient way. It's almost like a grid shows up, and then as the
Cool.
area of the spell, and yeah, that's how that happens.
Excellent. You complete your ritual and the grid overlays itself.
Mhm.
And remind me, detect magic detects schools of magic specifically,
I
correct?
can sense magic in this way. I can use my action to faint aura around any visible creature or object in the area that bears magic, and I can learn the school of magic, if any.
And goats.
And goats. The spell can also penetrate most barriers, and but it is blocked by 1 foot of stone, 1 inch of common metal, 1 thin sheet of lead, or 3 feet of wood or dirt.
Nice. You send out the magic. No invisible people ping, nothing else in the area aside from perhaps a few items that you and your companions may have on your person. But when the spell grid-like overlays itself on top of the ice of the river, there's just a very gentle bioluminescent grayish glow. And you would recognize this as necromantic energy. Very, very gentle.
Does my book have anything to say about it? Because I feel like the book also knows like what happened in my spell and like the result of it. Does the book have anything to say about that?
You holding your spell book in your hands, just hear a little. Could have been more efficient to cast it at the top of the mountain.
Okay, well, it's a ritual, so I can cast it as many times as I want.
All right, if you like.
Slam the book shut. Just like put it away, like get up kind of happy and be like, okay, so there's some necromancy going on. Interesting. I will
Any
definitely
goats?
no goats that I could tell through my detect magic spell.
Well, at least we only have one of those two things to deal with.
Who hurt you? Like, did a goat eat you when you were a child?
His eyes stare off and glaze.
Yes. Okay, sorry, I didn't want to trigger you on the side of a mountain. Let's. Old MacDonald's Farm was not the fun song for you as it was for most kids. Let's continue on cautiously. Necromancy is, I mean, a lot of people think it's bad. It is not always bad. It's just, you know, a little less, fewer guidelines. It's a little less monitored. It's like it's not FDA approved. Let's continue up this hill.
And let's, as we continue up the hill, not be near the water while we do it. Follow it, but not be near it.
Sure. Yes.
Don't look into it.
But why though? Because I feel like the only way we'll know more is if we do more experiments.
We can do that at the top of the mountain.
But that's fair. We do have to get there first. Because we assume that's like the center of origin? Most likely.
Well, where the water
that's where it's circled on my map. That's true. Okay. Let's do that. Let's keep an eye out for like zombies or ghosts or, you know, skeletons that move.
My skeleton's moving right now.
Yeah, but it's got a flesh prison. It's not the same.
I think if we start walking, he'll make sure Clara eats some fruit and drinks from his canteen. Like, make sure you eat and drink. Like, we're out in the sun. You don't think it with the clouds, but it'll really get you.
Yeah.
As you proceed along the path of the river and then up the mountain, you find yourself following the frozen river pretty much all the way up. And it looks exactly the same. In some places, you start to see, instead of just the flat sheet, places where a little spray or kind of side wave of water has been frozen almost in the middle of a motion. Very surreal to see. So while it is overall kind of smooth and glass-like, there are a few places where it's a little bit more abrupt, sort of broken, almost chunky.
Clara? Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was just going to say, Clara, can you, I feel like you're going to be the best at this. Can you see if there's any other, like, have any other people been up here recently? Can you find any, like, evidence of people or goats, I guess, because I know that Sebastian's going to ask. Are you good at survival checks? I don't know. I figure you're a druid.
I don't know. Yes, I am. I am good at that.
Yeah, you are. Let's go. Ooh, wait. Spellbook fell over.
Yeah, I'll try to take a look around for any, like, footprints, paw prints, any prints in the snow as we're making our way up and seeing if that becomes more common as we move.
Absolutely. Give me a survival check.
You can do it.
20 total.
Oh. Oh, she knows how to find footprints in the snow, which sounds easy actually, but you know what? That way it actually sounded sarcastic. I'm sorry.
20 total. You find pretty quickly that this is not necessarily a wide tourist destination. There's a path that you're able to follow here, but it's not a path that's been made for you. People don't tend to come this way often,
Mm.
which is why it is slightly more noticeable that you do find not some footprints so much as places where a reed or two has been crushed, and you can recognize on a 20 places where a footfall or two has crushed down some grass and then somebody's tried to kind of brush it back, bending the stems the other way.
Mm.
And a few threads of fabric caught on one piece of grass right at the edge of the tree line, which have sort of a black and silver weft to them.
Is it us just going in circles, or does this look like someone else's fabric?
Oh no, my dress.
Mm-hmm.
Can I like take a little look at it and see if it like the colors or anything like match like any of the robes of the wizard uh different schools or anything like that? Is it like familiar at all to me?
Yeah, I think that this is familiar to you as perhaps the robe of somebody working in an abjuration circle.
Interesting. That's two very opposite schools of magic we've got going on here. Um, um, okay. I think that I've been thinking about Sebastian's offhand comment about like it's about the river judging you. And I think that I've been like ruminating about that in my head this whole time and like having like a little like spiral meltdown where I was like, wait, is it me that's causing it? I know they're getting close to the water. Like there's like stories about like having a bad attitude and being near the waters. It can like affect it. And like, is this my fault? I don't know. And can I do like a history check or something to like get more information about that to see if like any of that makes any sense, that like why it would be reflecting, like I know the ice is not normal but the falls in particular are like sacred, so like if they were putting words on his face and creepy dark shadow eyes on mine, does that mean anything to me?
Probably
Yeah,
from the shadows.
Yeah, I mean like probably, but and I feel like I have like an academic knowledge of that, but history check. Okay.
yeah, absolutely.
I'm scared of that dice because that dice rolls really, really well until it rolls a bunch of ones in a row. So I'm just going to try a different one. Ooh, 15 plus 7 for history. That's a lot. I can't do math. 5, 6, 7. 22.
22. Nice. On a 22, you are frustrated by the fact that you can't immediately come up with like an academic, this is the answer that I've seen in the book.
Yeah, it's not my fault. It's this thing in a book. Yeah.
And you are more frustrated because all the things that do come to your mind are more, for lack of a better word, based on a collection of vibes and different legends, but nothing that you can pinpoint. You do
Okay.
recall that you've heard tales of being respectful near the Mirror Falls and the rivers of the kingdom, of sort of not coming near them when you're in a bad mood necessarily, of treating them very politely, not polluting them, not leaving things near them. And you also start to remember, though you don't really know the full shape of them, perhaps sort of more intense legends you've heard, of ones that weren't just, oh, you shouldn't go near the water if you're having a bad day, but that were immediate safety warnings.
Yeah, like, it will swallow your soul.
Telling people treat the waters with respect or face the consequences, or be sure of yourself before you go to the river,
Because I
lest you,
licked it. I
lest
wouldn't.
you come out
I
different.
thought. Yeah. Okay. Shit. Okay. Cool. Shall we carry on?
It's
Oh, yeah.
about 4 or so in the afternoon, and the sun is starting to get lower in the sky in a frosty winter way, when you've made it up the mountain and you encounter what is the most uh, famous and indicative of what is known as the Mirror Falls. It is a massive waterfall stretching up several hundred feet into the air, coming out of sort of a large jut of rock that is not the exact top of the mountain, but right beneath it. There is a track upwards towards the top of the fall where you assume the water originates, but it stops being a smooth riverside path and gets a lot more difficult and rock climbing. And the most notable thing, as you sort of trudge upwards and emerge slowly out onto this plateau, is that the beautiful mirror falls, which you have seen, if not in person before, illusion upon illusion and magical recreation of in ceremonies and on walls and wall hangings. You have always seen recreations of these falls as thundering down with great noise and mist. You come up onto the top of this plateau to find complete silence and a sheet of bubbly, kind of pockmarked clear ice facing you, stretching up into the air.
That's so cool.
That's
It is really,
good.
it's really beautiful.
Let's go touch it.
No,
No, Sebastian, don't.
Sorry.
Here's the thing. You know the tales, right? You know about the mirror falls and how we be very respectful and maybe don't lick it. And that one was on me. And so we all have to keep our spirits up. Never thought I'd say this, but Clara, perhaps you should play a song. A joyful, happy, very much alive, and not necromantic at all safety song.
Yeah, like a song
Safety
for nature.
song.
I'll play a jaunty tune on my lyre.
Give me a performance check.
I want to look at my reflection again while my sister's distracted with her jaunty tune.
17.
You, on a 17, play a lovely jaunty tune, very nicely in tune, possibly one you've played before, and you do a very good job of keeping up the jauntiness, even as you can hear the sound kind of start to weirdly echo in the way that playing this on the top of a mountain with a lot of reflective surfaces does. You don't think there's anything magical about it, but it starts to sound a little bit strange, a little bit dissonant.
Nailing it. Hey, Clara.
Yes?
Do you remember those? Do you remember? I'm sure you don't. It was a long time ago, but do you remember when you used to make me those like bracelets out of snowdrops?
Yes.
Could you make another one right now? Is that hard?
Yeah, I just have to. I'm going to stop playing now so I
I
can
meant,
do
I'm sorry. I was after your song's done. I was asking. I would have waited and then like politely like golf clapped about it.
All right, well, I'm glad I could perform this on top of a mountain.
I clapped a lot longer and louder.
Yeah.
I've heard her working on this one. I'm actually proud of how she's doing.
Oh, I'm too.
Wow.
No, that was beautiful. Sorry.
I will make bracelets. I'll make you a bracelet out of snowdrops.
Fabulous. I will take that bracelet and I will put it by the edge of the river as like a oops. Sorry.
As the bracelet is being crafted, Sebastian, you said you go over and take a little peek into the ice again.
Yeah.
Are you looking into sort of the river that flows down further, or are you now going up to just the big...
If it's accessible without me being like really far away from everyone, then yeah, I would go to the coolest thing.
Of course you would. Absolutely.
And I'd give it a piece of fruit. Also.
You look over and see me putting flowers down. I'm like, oh, are we supposed to do that? Okay.
Just smear a peach against it.
Make some ice cream.
You go up to the mirror falls themselves, and as opposed to sort of leaning forward and seeing just your face before, you realize as you walk up to it, the ice has frozen clear enough that you can now see your whole form walking up. And it's like you're standing in front of not a perfect mirror. It's still got ripples and eddies, but more of a fun house mirror where everything's a little bit off. You're a little bit blurred, but it still looks like you.
I'll wave and once again use Mask of Many Faces to make myself look like me. I will like illusion it over myself. And then just like wipe a peach and be like, happy solstice. My sister taught me I'm supposed to be real nice to all the stuff out here. I just don't know what's what. So yeah, I'll smear it. Happy solstice. Like, take a look. Enjoy the ditty being played.
You smear the peach down
Yeah.
this waterfall, and it kind of bursts, and the juice goes trickling down.
Oh.
And then you look back at your reflection for a moment, and you're struck with a sense of weirdness.
Hmm.
But for a moment, as you look, you don't see anything different. Your eyes are the same. There's no writing on your face. There's no words on your face. And then, kind of about maybe 10 or 15 seconds after it happens, you have the delayed realization that when you did this to put the peach on the waterfall,
Mhm.
that your reflection mirrored you and did the same thing, but it did it with the wrong hand.
Oh,
Like we kind of high-fived.
it's just
As-
the mirror opposite.
As opposed, it's
I
the
think-
wrong opposite.
I think
It's called
Sebastian would
Mirror
be
Falls.
more stoked to have high-fived his weird reflection than being overly suspicious about anything. He's like, oh yeah, sometimes nature high-fives back. That's cool.
Oh boy.
It's great out here. I should go tell Clara, though. I should probably tell... I should go tell Clara.
Yeah,
Can
as
we-
you're doing that, I've put the thing down, and then I'm like also have opened my book again and like been like, yeah, okay, book, you're right, I should have done it up here, and I'm gonna do a ritual cast detect magic again.
The waterfall high-fived me.
What?
Yeah, you want to touch it?
I'm in the middle of something.
You have to touch it with fruit.
Okay, I'm in the middle of something. Sorry, one
That's
second.
fine. Clara, come look at the waterfall. Clara,
No.
Clara. Okay.
No, I'm looking to see if the robe, silver and black robe wearer is around here.
Smart.
Give
Or
me an
goat.
investigation or perception check, your choice.
I will absolutely be doing perception.
Do goats live on snowy mountains? I thought they
Well, I'm
lived
looking
on like
for
warm.
goat wearing
I
a
don't-
robe.
Oh, I'm frozen.
gonna
I'm
use
in
my-
that
Of
now.
course, sorry. The goat wearing robes only live in snowy conditions. Their favorite terrain is mountains. You're right.
I used my inspiration and got a 23.
Ooh.
Nice.
On a 23, you see the first actual footprint you've seen, a stray one partially to the side in a patch of muddy ground about halfway up the steep rock path. that leads
Jesus.
to the top.
There's one set because that's where it was carrying us.
We haven't gone there yet, Sebastian.
You also see next to that footprint
who's Jesus?
something staining the ground, but you can't make out what it is at this distance. You see sort of a patch of color near it.
But what color?
What color?
It's something dark, almost bluish.
Oh.
Oh,
My sister hates when you stain the ground.
how dare you stay in the ground?
She hates it.
I love all this lore about his sister, the druid, who hates all these random things, and it's like she's like, no.
I tried painting sand once. She got real mad. You don't stain the ground.
It's fine.
Didn't happen. The only case of consistent no and.
It's like, no,
No, actually.
no, but
no, but
Does it look shiny like it's wet? Or is it just like a rock stain, a mineral change?
It looks shiny. It's somewhat glistening and shimmering in the light, and it catches your eye as something not natural, Clara. I think you would be able to. I think you have a sense, sort of, where you understand. Oh, that's not a nature color. That's a human
painted sand.
after Lavinia's done with detect magic, then I'll direct everyone to like go check that out because inevitably I think we're gonna have to climb this thing, so we need to all stick together.
Depending on where it is, like the detect magic might reach it, but I didn't see it beforehand, so I wouldn't have cast it specifically to catch that.
It's
Which
partway-
one's gonna lick this one?
You're not licking anything.
I thought
That
we were
was
taking
not-
turns. We'll just snake smell it.
It's partway up the sort of path that you would have to climb to get to where the falls originate. So detect magic, unfortunately, doesn't fully cover it.
Okay. Plus, we're not actually at the actual top because that's where I was supposed to do it. Okay, so I did cast the spell, and I imagine the book still has a snarky comment because I thought we were at the top, and this is not the top.
You complete the ritual and have essentially the same response.
Mhm.
It's just a very gentle, so small that it's not like there's a spell on the river or anything, just a gentle imbued glow in the frozen river and the frozen falls of some sort of necromancy. And as the ritual completes, you get that information. You hear, even longer and prolonged from your book, just of disappointment.
Oh. Anyway, like, oh.
I've never felt that my cover was being judged by a book.
Yep.
So this is very unique.
Oh boy. I was really hoping for it to be like, you know what they say about like insanity when you like do the same thing over and over again and nothing changes? Like you're doing that to me.
As you go to close it, you hear post the silence, and you cut it off partway through, I think, but you hear the beginnings of, your mother would have, and then
slams it and so fast, and then puts it in the bag and like puts the buckle on the bag. Like usually I leave the buckle open so that I can like get to the book easily, but I'm like locking it in there. Can anyone else hear my book? Or is it just me that hears the book? It's just me that hears the book, right?
Yeah, you just get weird sometimes with your
But I
stuff.
talk to the book out loud. That's fun. I like that. Thank you. That was
she
that's the
she
best
thinks
part.
we're weird.
That's the most interesting choice.
We are
Sometimes
weird.
I yell at a book. Or slam it shut really fast and shove it in my bag. Right. What have you discovered while I was doing my very important magicking that confirms what we knew, and so everything's the same up here as it was down there, and it's important to double check our facts.
Absolutely.
I
There's
really
some
like the new
goo
bridge
up
in
there.
Clara's song. I learned that. I thought the
Oh,
bridge
thank
from the earlier version, slowed it down a little more than it needed to. So I really like the upgrade.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes.
There's
It was
some
beautiful.
goo. There's some
There's
goo
some
up
goo.
there.
Oh.
We should follow I think that, so there's footprints leading up,
Oh, okay,
and
that's
there's
more
something
important.
right up there.
Sure.
And so I think up top is where we're going to have to probably just kind of talk it out with whoever's up there.
Sure, yes. No, I'm more inclined to follow footsteps than goo, so that's excellent
It's both.
information.
It's
Okay,
both.
It's both. Magical. Shall we go? Who wants to go first?
I'll go
go.
first.
Oh, yeah, you Sebastian.
I feel like Clara, she's the one that found the footprints and is good at continuing to find them. So perhaps she should go first?
That's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll go. I'll
We'll
lead.
follow your lead, please. Just be careful and don't fall off a cliff. And
Don't worry, I have like double the strength of the rest of you.
it's true. Yes, you could save us when we fall off the cliff, which we are not going to do. Heights are fine. Heights are fine.
If we were on a mountain goat, we'd already be
I
there.
swear to God, I swear to Evandra and
Just
Corellin
picture how cool
and
we'd look, just leaping up together like friends, like
I
we
think
used
we're
to be.
so much bigger than okay.
Turn around and start following my sister.
Wait, we don't have time to unpack all of that. We're so much bigger than goats. Okay, let's go. I'm gonna follow Clara.
True. It's true.
Doesn't make any sense. The goat would buckle under the weight.
As you
by the husk.
make your way up the mountain, Clara, you definitely have the easiest time with this because it starts to involve a much more uncomfortable incline,
Good thing we brought a rope.
a lot more
Yeah, daisy chain.
kind of hauling yourself up. You manage to make it to the spot where there's clearly a bit of a boot print in the ground. And on closer inspection, now that you're up against it, you can see that it's frozen in there. It doesn't seem to be the freshest. And you look at the sort of shimmering stain beside it and see... Make an Arcana check for me.
I'm so sorry. Are you doing a magic thing? Can I please help you? Do you have good Arcana? You're a druid. I just want to help.
That's a dirty 0. I rolled a
Amazing.
natural 1.
Amazing.
It's just some goop.
Just
Could
some
I
goop.
give my sister my inspiration?
Don't.
I could
funny.
just, if you're like,
Sebastian
it's just some
would.
goop, then like I'll come up and look at it also. Like,
Do you also
okay, so first of all, Clara, what do you say when you roll a 0 on this thing? Or
When I
I
roll
guess
a
DM, what does she think that
Yeah.
it is?
I think you give it a nice long look and a a chunk of rock just fully falls off and kind of glances you on the side of the head.
Oh, yep, that'll happen.
That's why I wanted to go first.
No, it's fine. It's fine. I can very.
Should I
Woo. Okay.
have a look, Clara? Maybe you should sit down for a moment.
Yeah. You do that. You do
Concussions.
that.
Okay, well, just remember, if you start to get dizzy, want to fall asleep, if your speech gets slurred, then we'll make our way back down because concussions are very. It's no joke. We just treat them very seriously.
Okay. I'm okay. I just need to sit down for a second.
Okay, you sit down, and I will examine this goop.
You can give me an Arcana check.
Okay.
Give her some water and more fruit.
That's not great. That's a 13.
On a 13, you're able to identify what this is, in part because you've actually used it before. This is some sort of enchanted spell ink.
Oh, okay. Well,
and a little bit of it has been spilled here. You're used to seeing this written, but some
or in a bottle.
and in a bottle. But spilled it on yourself when you ran into the siblings.
Yeah.
Put it back in the bottle. This has been spilled out but not returned.
Oh. Okay. I'm going to I imagine I have vials and a bunch of shit you do not need, but I didn't know what we needed. We're going on a field mission, so I assume I've got some vials or something. Can I scoop the snow with the goop in it into the vial just in case?
Yes.
Okay.
What is it? What'd you find?
It's spell ink.
So we're chasing an octopus.
That's not anything.
As you go,
Lavinia gentle parenting. Sebastian is so funny.
It's fun because Lavinia's gentle parenting, but inside she's like, "Oh my god!"
It is an octopus. I know, it's terrifying.
Snow
Trying
octopus.
to keep me calm.
As you go to scoop the ink into the bottle, give me a wisdom saving throw.
Oh no, I don't have any wisdom. That's my whole deal.
Oh.
I don't have any wisdom. I don't have any charisma. I have some dex and lots of intelligence, and that is it.
We both made the wrong checks. I made Arcana. You're making Wisdom.
Okay. Oh, that was good though. 18 flat, I think, unless I have a thing, which I can't see. Nope. 18.
You scoop the ink into the bottle, and then you feel a stinging and a tingling sensation in your fingertips.
Gotta stop touching things.
Bypassed the cold part of being out in the cold and gone to the frostbite part immediately.
I'm wearing gloves too. That's wild. It goes through the gloves.
Is wearing gloves currently?
Oh yeah.
You
I wanted to go through the gloves though. That sounds cool.
I was about to say, you kind of move your hand and you just managed to pull it back fast enough that you see all 5 fingertips eaten through on your gloves.
On the glove. Okay, oh dear God.
on the glove. Yeah, on the glove.
Woo!
And
immediate panic attack.
a little bit of ink, incredibly cold, as if it's been out here for long enough to be frozen into the water itself, staining all 5 of your fingers.
And it's her fingers are already stained, which is why she also wears gloves inside, because she always has ink on her hands. But this is a different ink, and it's not a fun ink.
You take 5 points of necrotic damage.
Uh-oh.
Oh no. Oh no.
Octopi.
Oh boy.
But having pulled your hand back fast, you don't feel the pain increasing, and
Yep.
you kind of shake your glove.
Stop for that bad boy, and I guess I'll take it off. I'll one glove it. My fingies are gonna get chilly, but that's all right. I'll pull my pair of backup gloves that I definitely brought just in case something happened to my gloves.
Could I have those if you were going to throw them away? The old ones?
These ones will burn you and hurt you a lot. So you can have the one that.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you.
Did you not bring gloves?
Oh, I have some.
Okay. We don't have time to address the passive aggression, but we'll talk about it later.
Oh, I just wanted another glove.
Oh, okay, that's fine. Okay, that was necrotic energy. also. So I think footprint person, but the robe was for the abjuration, and they're very different.
Maybe they're
Interesting.
not in.
They're not
Maybe
connected.
maybe they use both schools of magic.
It's just a wild choice to be a part of those two schools because they're very, very different.
I don't think they have. I believe there's malicious intent here because we were sent to investigate, not someone else.
And we're expendable.
Well, but
Yeah,
also, I mean, just because the ink and the footprints are in the same area doesn't like correlation does not equal causation. So they actually like the abjuration person could have been here to try to get rid of the necromancy thing. So we, it's
Maybe we're like the fourth team your mom sent and everyone else died.
Yeah, maybe we're the last
I don't
choice.
think that's the thing she would do.
That's fine.
She seemed like she was very casual about it all. She said that she wasn't very worried and that it was just kind of frozen and she didn't know why, and so she was just sending us because they're short staffed. And I assume they're not short staffed because she sent everyone else and they died, because I don't think that's she would send me and you guys, because if they couldn't do it, I don't think we can. So I don't know. I don't know what that look is, but I'm sorry. Are you a level 9 abjuration wizard? No.
I don't know what a level is, but we should go up on this mountain.
It's like a grade. It's like grade 9.
Oh yeah.
We don't get to be students at the school.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't get really?
We clean up after students, and
Sure, but
well, I do.
I'm sure you could enroll like part time.
It costs money.
Oh, well,
They gave us a shack.
Oh.
We
Okay,
have to pay
again, we
rent
don't have
on it.
time to unpack all of this right now. I'm really sorry. If you want to be a wizard later, we can talk about it after, but I think we should probably keep following these footsteps.
Who wants to be a wizard? Start jumping on the rocks.
Okay.
I'm
it
sorry.
seemed like
I'm
you were
sorry.
clear about it. I'm sorry. I don't understand. Okay, let's go.
I'm sorry. Sebastian has some unaddressed feelings that are really showing right now.
Do you have feelings also? Is that a thing that do we need to discuss our feelings before?
Not right now. No, I'm good.
We could, yeah.
I'm good.
I'm sure a different time or place, or maybe never, to talk about feelings.
I'm good with that. That sounds great.
I touched the goo.
Oh
no! I already have the goo. You don't have any goo to touch.
You got all the goo. Tell me true. Is all the goo on you?
All the goo has been scooped into this ink vial.
It's like
Next
slime.
time.
You pick up one piece of it and it all goes with.
Yeah, I mean, it was ink, and so it would have been frozen goo, and so I picked up the frozen goo and put it in a vial, and it was just like a drop of it. So there's nothing for you to touch. Please don't touch. And I know that's strong coming from me, since I licked and touched things and it both went badly. But here we are.
We're just gonna keep climbing. I
don't know why we're still talking. It's getting worse and worse the more
we're walking.
talk.
We're talking
Yes.
and climbing.
Let's
I'm gonna
walk
wave
away.
goodbye to my reflection in the falls.
Can you see it from here? Does it wave back?
I don't need to.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just asking Emma. It's like, do you see
Give
it?
me a perception check to see if you can kind of crane your neck.
Yeah, let's go. I want to see the creepy shadow thingy again.
Yeah.
16. It's my best thing in wisdom. 16.
As you're going up next to the reflection, next to the falls, you're able to kind of duck out to the point where part of you is visible, and you give the wave to your reflection. Your reflection does not wave back.
Oh man.
Oh, burn. Burn on you.
That's all right. He's probably busy with friends. I'll go up behind him.
Oh, yikes forever.
As the three of you finish making your way up the plateau, up the rock fall, you come to where the top of the waterfall is. You haul yourself out, not with many sore limbs and low strength scores. And as you make your way up there and stand in front of where you can now see the waterfall comes from, which is a large shadowed cave opening, we're going to go to a brief 10-minute break, and we will pick up there.
Yep, that's how I like to do things. Really awkward for a while, and then go pee to get out of it. Thank you. It's not to be like, and we keep going towards the bathroom because I have to pee as a human and also need to stop having this conversation in game. See you later, everybody.
So the three of you have made it up to the top of the completely frozen over Mirror Falls. You can now see far below you the expanse of almost glass-like ice that is the mirror, and then where it goes down the rest of the mountain towards the university, far, far in the distance. In front of you, where the Mirror Falls would normally be running and gushing out of, there is a frozen expanse of ice leading into a shadowed cave. You can't see anything immediately inside it. It looks fairly narrow. It doesn't look like you could all walk in at once. You might have to go single file.
Of
Yeah.
course.
And it kind of curves almost immediately. So even those of you with dark vision can't really make out anything that's not blocked by stone. What do you do?
Well, I can go first.
Oh,
Wait,
okay.
is this the top of the mountain?
Maybe.
I'm talking to Emma. Sorry, Emma, is
No.
this the top of the mountain?
It's the top of the mountain accessible for you. There's a peak of rock that goes up right above this and then ends. But unless you were some sort of creature that climbs on mountains, say the goat or something, you don't think you could make it up there.
Damn
Full
it.
circle. Do you notice
hubris.
anything different?
No, did something change?
I just thought maybe you'd start seeing me like the water does. And I'll
Is that
go
how
into
it
the
sees you?
tunnel.
Did the water put a flower crown on your head? Or did
Oh, I
I
have a-
make you one?
Oh, probably for the solstice. I gave it a peach.
The
Oh,
soul-
That's nice.
Magic. Okay. Yes. You're gonna go first? That sounds
Yeah.
fine. I'll go whenever.
I think you should go in the middle because if we get attacked from behind, I don't think. I don't think that you should get attacked.
Oh, okay. I mean, I don't want to get attacked, but I do need you to know that, like, if I was attacked, I have magic and things.
Yeah, no, you're perfectly capable. We're
Oh,
just I'm
okay.
pretty sure we're just kind of your bodyguards on this.
Oh, okay. Okay, well, to the middle I go then, if that's the... Yes, to the middle.
Before going in, Sebastian's gonna like think about birds and stuff, like cool nature things. So this little root bracelet he has just starts growing until it resembles like a shield made out of very woven roots. Like, yeah, I thought about nature right. And then my sister taught me that. And then I'll go in ahead of everybody.
Nice.
That was cool.
Do the rest of you follow behind in due course?
Yes.
Yeah, I'll say that was cool, and then follow behind him.
You follow
He blushes.
the frozen path of the river a couple 100 yards further through what is now a covered stone tunnel. Clara, specifically, you're bringing up the rear, correctly?
Yeah.
As you are following in, you, with, I think, just passively and with an understanding of nature, start to notice places in the rock wall where water freezing suddenly has expanded and kind of left stone shards flung across the tunnel, and you have to sort of watch your step and be careful that none of them pierce through your boots.
Not good. Not good.
I mean... Whoa! But I catch myself.
I'm watching for danger and for goats from the front.
Sebastian, you up in the front, looking avidly out for goats, do not see any, to your great sadness, immediately.
They're probably with friends too.
But you start to hear an odd kind of scratching sound from around the next bend in the tunnel. You've gone maybe a couple turns and twists further in and further up into the mountain. And as the darkness of no light at all starts to solidify a bit out almost into a grayish light from somewhere around a corner, you hear kind of a scribbling, scratching sound.
Well, I should probably tell them, but I'll probably take a look first. Don't want to bother them if it's nothing.
It's a crack team we've assembled here.
Yeah.
Like, hey, you guys hold on. I'm gonna go look at something real quick.
Oh, I'm gonna in your head you're gonna hear Lavinia's voice just go, okay, maybe don't run away from the group though, because
Yeah.
strength in numbers. You know I can do this. We've known each other a long time. This is one of the first spells I learned. You also know you can respond.
In his head, he's like, I hear someone writing, maybe. There was some ink out there. I'm going to go see if there's an octopus at a desk.
Oh.
And then I'll come back and... Because I can respond for how long?
So I can respond for how...
Well,
okay.
I'll get back to him when I have something.
Yeah, I'll cast it again. I'm like, you can't just like talk to me at any time, so I will check in on you in like 20 seconds.
And I wouldn't go crazy far from him. If it's around a corner, I'll go take a peek. But if it's way down the tunnel, I would not.
You turn your way around the corner into a space with suddenly more light than your eyes have adjusted to. And blinking, give me a dex save quickly as you kind of have a moment of being off guard.
That's a 9. I'll use my inspiration since my sister didn't take it. Okay, a little better. That's a 14.
You turn around the corner, find yourself a little bit off balance, and your foot slips on something. And you manage to, after a step or two of stumbling around, you pull yourself upright and you don't completely plant down. And you look down and see that you're in a slightly larger chamber, ice now creeping fully up its walls, as if the naturally damp walls of the stone have also frozen over. But more immediately, strewn across the ground in front of you, there's piles and piles of letters.
Like my face.
In your head you hear, hello, are you still alive?
Yeah, I found a bunch of letters, and it sounds like somebody's writing.
Do you see anyone writing?
Do I see anyone writing yet? I'll get right back to you.
Anyone writing at the moment?
Not yet. Should I take a look, or you guys want to come catch up?
I think we'll come catch up. Yeah.
Okay. I'll go take a look.
As they move to catch up, you look down at the letter under your feet, and you recognize the handwriting. And it's your handwriting.
Is it to Daniel?
Yes.
Is that your goat friend?
I'm gonna start like gathering them frantically. It seems like maybe they're just everywhere, and that's a silly thing.
So we come into you just like shoving it along with the apples, just letters into your pockets.
If you get all 20 something of them, you have the whole alphabet.
What are you doing?
Just picking up letters.
Why?
They're here.
Okay, but tampering with the crime scene, that's fine.
There was a crime?
Well, perhaps. The river's not supposed to be frozen. I'll
try to show one to Clara without them seeing it, just to point to the name at the top. Like,
I'll just bend down and get one off the floor, because there seems to be
Yeah, they're strange. I have no idea who wrote any of these.
Just gonna look at it and look at it. Who's Daniel?
It's probably from whoever's writing these over in whoever has the robes on.
Yeah, who's writing these?
Can I insight check Clara?
Yes.
Okay, because that sounded like a very obvious lie. So I'm doing an insight check. You're doing a deception check.
Definitely decepting. 14.
Oh, that's a 19 plus stuff.
Well, I'm deceived. I'm deceiving.
Definitely an octopus somewhere in here.
Hey guys. What is happening? And who is Daniel? And why are you lying?
Well, do you hear somebody writing?
I do, but what I'm concerned about is that there's letters here that you seem to know something about and don't want to tell me. So now I really want to know. In fact, I need to know foresight.
Deception check of 27.
All right, let's see what I can do. Not gonna do it.
I was a natural 19.
That's fine. So I believe that you're not lying. I believe that Clara is lying. So Clara, do you have like a boyfriend you don't want to tell me about, or what's happening?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't care about privacy for people, so I'm just gonna open the letter and read it.
Dear Daniel, summer camp sucks. Everything's frozen.
Vanessa was mean to me again today. She told me my hair looked like carrots. What does the letter say?
You go to open the letter.
Mm-hmm.
Sebastian, you, I think now kind of fully inside this cavern. The walls have been fully covered with ice, and you've managed to get, I think, almost all of the letters into your pocket, except for this one that Lavinia is holding. And you see from the part where part of your body is reflected in a little side piece of ice, you see your hand in the reflection snap out and grab the letter and Lavinia's hand and pull.
That's not okay.
Can you make a dex check for me, a dex saving throw for me?
Sure.
I think I'm having flashbacks of her reading my things when I was little.
Oh
and
yeah,
me trying to get it away from
no
her.
personal boundaries. Like, does not understand boundaries in any way. Dexterity saving throw. Okay. Okay. Oh no, that's not good at all. That's an 8.
You feel a clawed, almost incorporeal hand that's still sharp somehow, sharp with magic, clamp down painfully hard on the letter in your hand, and by extension, on your hand. And you are pulled about 7 feet, sort of between where Sebastian and Claire are standing, almost between the two of them, towards the wall.
Okay, Claire, if you don't want me to read it, you just tell me.
You collide with it roughly.
Yeah.
And feel yourself take 2 points of bludgeoning damage.
2 points.
And as you stumble back, the letter is no longer in your hands.
I think if going to Lavina, I'd look at my reflection and be like, stop that. You stop that.
What is happening? That was not
It's the solstice.
That wasn't me.
Clara.
That wasn't me.
Who? Just tell me what's happening with these why is the walls attacking me?
They don't want you to read it.
I think this is why we're here. To take a look at what's going on.
Does Daniel ring a bell to me at all from when I knew them in childhood? Was Daniel someone I know? Is there some sort of history check I can do for anyone named Daniel?
I'm going to say make a history check, and then I will actually let the two of them answer that as to whether or not that would ring a bell.
Ooh, okay, well that's 26 because I rolled a 19. Because history is my thing.
Totally up to Sebastian on this.
I would say it definitely entered into later after we didn't hang out as kids.
Okay,
as
so I don't know who
it
it is. I'm very, very clear I don't know who it is. Okay.
The 26 gives you the very strong conscious understanding. This definitely doesn't ring a bell.
Okay.
I would know if
We're
it
just
never met
sister
a Daniel.
and I are just making eyes like.
Yeah. Okay. It's very difficult to make choices about science and finding out answers if the party that you're with is actively withholding information from you. So that's fine. I'm going to sit down.
Let's just say it's not as deep as you think it is. It's not like there's not a whole coup happening. It's just personal.
So okay. Well, I'm going to sit
touch
down.
the ice.
I'm going to sit down and I'm going to open my book and I'm going to stop touching things.
Well, it was me,
Everyone,
wasn't
hands in your pockets. Hands in your
My-
pockets. Let's see. Sit on your hands.
My pockets
Thank
are full
you.
of gardens, and you should know that.
I know that, and you can play in your gardens while you wait for 10 minutes.
Just see his little fingers in the soil of his pocket.
Clara, you too.
I very clearly have not been interacting with the ice or anything this
Yes, but
entire
you're lying
time.
to me, and I don't understand why, so that's fine. I'm going to sit down. I'm going to open my book. I'm going to cast Detect Magic
Daniel
again.
is a boy I like in town, and I write him letters.
Insight check.
I do it. Whatever you roll, I'm telling the truth.
Oh. Why are they here? Who is he? Is he a wizard?
No, he's just a human.
Humans can be wizards. That's not the
Well,
same
yeah,
thing.
I mean, he's he's a young human, which means he's barely, he's 20. He's not a wizard. He's not.
I'm a young human. I'm also a wizard.
I thought you were a high elf.
But I'm young in terms of wizard. In terms of
Insight check.
I'm 932.
2.
2? Yeah, I'm like
Are
a
you an elf or
teenager.
a human?
I'm an elf. You can tell by my pointy ears. If you yank on them, they don't come off. And I am young for a high elf. Like I'm a teenager, sort of like towards 20s in high elf years.
I think
So
our elf
like
is a little
50. I
high.
don't know.
Clara,
Yes.
as this discussion is happening, give me a perception check.
Okay.
Yikes forever.
16.
On a 16, you sort of keeping an eye and an ear on this, but your gaze drifts a little bit away to the rest of the very small cavern you're in. You can tell that the tunnel continues a little bit further past this point. This is just a wider opening, but there is ice going up all the sides of the wall. And for someone who's been trying to avoid it very consciously, you're now almost encased in it. As you look to one side, you see in the sheet of sort of mirrored glass no reflection of yours at all. And then, as you note that, there's a moment or two where you sort of realize that your eyes aren't tricking you. And then you slowly start to see, starting with the tips of one of your fingers, a reflection very slowly starting to form the longer you look at it.
Ah, no.
And you look away.
Yeah, I close my eyes.
I'll finish looking.
At your reflection. It's doing exactly what you do, like one would in a mirror.
Okay. I know that we have, again, not the time to talk about feelings.
Do you have feelings?
No, but clearly you both do. I understand that we haven't been able to see each other in a while, and that our trust that we formed in our childhood is not as strong as it once was.
Oh, that's fine.
I
You
apologize.
meant feelings between us. Okay.
That's what I mean, yes, because I need to address the goat in the room, which is that if we're going to do this mission together, we have to be honest with each other, because...
Like not lying about goats being in the room?
It's a metaphor. It's fine.
Trust fall fail.
Okay. Look, I just want to say, it's not that I don't like you guys anymore. I just was told to focus on my studies and wasn't allowed to speak to you anymore, which is why I'm surprised that we were put together on this mission. But it is not because I don't care for you. It's that I wasn't capable of doing so for some years. And so I hope that's sufficient enough information so that we can all just tell each other everything, because apparently this Daniel person's important. Is that an acceptable apology for the two of you?
Yeah.
I give her
Sebastian?
her glove back without the fingers and just say happy solstice.
I reach out and I touch the middle of Sebastian's forehead, if he'll let me. And you'll feel like a spot of warmth that like grows and sort of covers your whole body, and it just sort of like trickles through you, like when you drink like hot chocolate, and that sort of warmth, or like whiskey, and the warmth just sort of like spreads from that point in your chest kind of to like the rest of your body, but it starts at your head and it sort of tingles.
Power.
And you feel stronger, better. You feel like you are more capable. You feel a little lucky. And I've just cast Fortune's Favor on you, because I assume we're allowing wild mount rules. I'm sorry, I didn't ask the DM.
Totally fine by me.
Yeah. So that means that whenever you make an attack roll, it lasts for an hour. So when you make an attack roll, an ability check, or a saving throw before the end of the hour, wait, this is confusing.
I think it's like I get to re-roll a d20.
Yeah, it's like it's a reroll.
Spell on
Yeah.
itself. Oh, right. Okay, it's just the wording is like it can dismiss the spell on itself to roll. So it's just like it will end if you do it, which is an easier way to say it. Thanks, Matt Mercer. Love you.
You can hear his voice saying
He's-
those rules.
Yeah, right. I was like, okay, it doesn't need to be this wordy. Basically, it's a point of luck.
I think I'd go to hug them, then stop, then go to put my hand on their shoulder, then
Yeah,
stop, then cast Mage Hand and like pat their shoulder.
Remember.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can I give my sister that luck point?
No,
Okay.
sorry.
I am
It's
okay.
like in you now. It's in you. I'm going to make sure I mark off that spell. And can I do a quick detect magic? In fact, you know what? I won't take 10 minutes because it seems like time sensitive. So I'm going to use my my scribe wizard feature where I can just cast it instantaneously instead.
You send out detect magic gently from instantaneously. I assume you pull out your spell book to do this. You hear a little begrudging, almost at the top of the mountain.
God damn it! We didn't bring a goat.
You feel in all of the ice around you the same kind of gentle glow of necromancy, and then you almost get, as this detect magic sweeps out further and extends a little bit past the chamber you're in to the last turn of the corridor beyond you, you get almost a feedback migraine suddenly, where a wash of intertangled necromancy and evocation, so much stronger, 10 times magnified than what you felt in the river down below the mountain,
Okay.
pounds into your head from that entire room next to you.
Right. Okay. I can keep it up for 10 minutes so we can keep doing that. But I also feel like I'll get a migraine. So
Ooh, those are bad. Don't
do
do
we
that.
I'm sorry. Do we have any idea why letters from this person might be here?
Could I try to read one of the letters in the reflection of the ice?
Ooh. Wait, when you open a letter, does it have words on it? We never actually like finished opening
Yeah,
the
like
letter.
my face.
Do you open up the letter, Sebastian, and try to hold it up to the ice?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Is there words on it when you open it up though? Like is it actually one of your letters?
Is it one of my letters?
Open it up and see your most recent letter that you've written. You recognize it.
Convenient.
And you hold it up to the ice reflection, your reflection staring back at you, completely normal. And as you hold it up, you watch the words in the reflection. The ink starts to run and then melts and cascade down off the page and drips onto your hand, and you feel a really sharp sting.
Oh no, the ink's bad. The ink's bad.
Oh, it's okay. It's all right. It was a sad one, so that makes sense.
Okay. So I think we all need to take a moment just to recognize that we might have to kill Daniel if this is his thing. Just is everyone cool with
It's
that?
not Daniel's it's not Daniel's thing.
It's something.
Pull out a little notepad and write down their name on it. Close it up.
You guys are you all are looking too much into the reflections, and the reflections are creating things, and so stop doing it.
Okay, all right.
Okay, but also it is weird
Who's
that
writing?
Daniel's letters are here. So let's just keep going. There's some crazy effed up magic in that direction. I don't think Lavinia swears, except for when she yells at the book. And let's just go that way and see what we see, I suppose. If we heard scratching of pen, we should continue cautiously. Should we be cautious and sneaky, perhaps?
We could try to be sneaky. I don't have pass without a trace like a good druid.
I have a weird GM question.
Go for it.
I have a -1 to insight, but can I insight check the ice? Because I think Sebastian feels like they're being a little too hostile to it. Like he feels a little bad for how they're even talking about it. He's like, well, I gave it a gift. I mean, it seems fine. And I just kind of want to vibe check it. If I can.
Is that a different skill? That's not insight. Vibe checking is that's a different skill.
I'll say, I'm going to say give me an Arcana check, sort of as you go to insight check the ice,
I have
almost
a
as you're
+4 to
questioning,
Arcana.
if you can.
13.
It's not terrible.
Well, kind of stare at your reflection a little bit more and can't detect anything immediately insightable.
I think I'll leave a couple of the letters there, just in case it needs something, and then go down the tunnel.
Are you heading first?
Is it
Yeah,
still
I'll
narrow? Is it still like narrow again after the big cave? Okay.
I'll take.
Can I just like take a quick just an investigation around the cave to see if there's like anything we missed because we were very distracted by the letters? Perception check. Okay. Ooh. 17?
You just note your reflection perfectly captured in the ice as you do a slow sweep and catch an iteration of yourself and another iteration of yourself and another iteration of yourself.
Do they all have creepy soulless eyes?
You don't see any of them having creepy soulless eyes this time. It just looks
that's nice.
exactly like you.
That's growth.
It was because of the flowers.
Well, it's because you apologized.
I did apologize.
And now the ice sees you as nice.
Well, I'm going to use Lavinia in front of me as a guide because I am not going. I'm not gonna look.
Oh, okay.
I could open my extendable pole and we could all hold on to like an end of it.
That's a really good idea.
Oh yeah, that's great. Okay. And
right.
we sneak? Do we sneak? We sneak.
We sneak.
Let's all sneak on the pole.
We certainly try to sneak on the pole
with my eyes closed.
Give me a group stealth check on the pole.
Natural 20.
22. Dad always said I'd end up on a pole.
5.
23.
It was 23, 22, 5.
Which makes, I feel like that's the
and
perfect.
You're in the middle.
Yeah. I'm like, you're basically carrying me like a trussed up pig. Like
which makes the middle of those three numbers being a 22. I think there's some subtlety at the front of the line, subtlety at the back of the line, no subtlety in the middle of the line.
I'm not having a good time outside of my tower. I'm not gonna lie to you.
And my eyes are completely closed.
Yep. Okay, in we go.
I'm having a great day.
So it's Sebastian and then Lavinia in the middle and then Clara at the back.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Mm-hmm. You make it around one more big long curve of this tunnel. It takes maybe 3 or 4 more minutes as you're going slowly, crouching. And then you step through another opening into what now surely must be the top of the mountain. For real this time, for real.
I fucking hope so.
there's just too much space here for there to be anywhere else to go. What you step into is similar to the little open space you were in before. A wide room, maybe 60 feet in each direction, if not more. Maybe more like 100 feet in each direction, if not more, with ice coating the walls as if water trickling down had frozen. Clara does not see this because her eyes are closed. But Sebastian and then Lavinia see 2 things upon entering the room. The thing that I think catches both of your attentions immediately is funhouse mirror style. As your group enters through the doorway, simultaneously, in a way that doesn't make sense with light, there are dozens of reflections of Sebastian and Lavinia on top of each other in different kind of overlapping, behind the walls, underneath the ice, in different fragmented places, as if they're almost projections, not where your one single reflection would be.
I love things that don't make sense with light.
You're walking now on a floor that is completely frozen ice. And for the first time, you're not walking beside the path of the river, but you've stepped onto the ice of the river. And you realize that this would be a big frozen pool. A big flowing pool if it was not frozen. Lavinia, you note immediately in the far opposite corner of this room, your detect magic, which is still up, immediately gives like a second kind of migraine pulse, and you see maybe 15 feet up a pile of rock in the corner, a glowing circle of what are clearly some sort of spell sigils. You're far too far away to make out what is over there, but there's some sort of magical item or spell circle up atop this pile of rocks at the far end of this very visually disturbing room of your distorted reflections of just the two of you.
Because it can't. Oh, because her eyes are closed.
This is so nice. What do you think?
Is my detect magic still up? It is, because 10 minutes.
I don't know. I don't really cast that many spells.
I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to Emma.
Oh, sorry.
It's still up. It's still up. It's
Okay.
maybe about 5. You have maybe about 5 minutes left.
And is it
I think
just
it's
like,
still up.
Is it still just like overwhelming headachy times right here? Okay.
Do you want some water?
No. Okay.
Okay.
Sorry, you said there was like a circle of some kind, some sort of runey scenario. Can I go over and look at that? Because that seems like my wheelhouse.
It's all the way on the other side of the room, so you break off from sort of the pole formation and start heading over that direction.
Clara-
I'd probably close up the pole now that we're in the
Yeah.
space.
Well, I mean, hold Clara's hand because she's still got her eyes closed, and it seems like that's a good idea
Clara.
for right now until we discover what's up with this ice. So I will carefully and non-slipperily walk over to the over to the rune circle thingy.
Claire, she's walking over to a rune of a circle. There's like some magic. I don't know.
Oh yeah, we
It's
can't
real
see you.
nice.
We can't see you in the ice because your eyes are closed. So you're actually quite right about that.
Okay.
Okay, do the runic circle.
Sebastian, as you go to close up the pole,
Mhm.
and you're kind of doing that over in the entryway as Lavinia walks out into the center of the room to go to the runic circle. Clara, you hear the two of them prepare to sort of start dispersing, calling out to you what's going on, and then you feel a tap on your shoulder.
Yes.
What?
What?
Yes?
Yes.
Close
What?
up the pole.
You feel a slightly more insistent tap on your other shoulder.
Okay, that's really funny. Sebastian, we really need to focus.
I'm gonna turn and look at her finally. I'm over here.
I can't. Where are you?
Walk over to my sister. Do I see anything tapping?
You don't see anything.
I don't see anything, Clara. I think the ice wants you to look.
Oh, okay. I'm not going to.
Maybe you should. You know how cool it would be to see you
Don't
all
even
across
say
this
that.
place?
Don't even say that.
Okay, I'm gonna turn to look like my sister then. Yep. Looks great. And I'll turn back. But can we see Lavinia from where we are, or are they out of sight now?
They're still kind of
Okay.
making their way across the room.
Is it dark? Like, can they not see me if they don't have dark vision, or like?
I didn't know if I had to go
room.
back into the tunnel to help
Yeah.
Clara or not.
Oh no, she came with us. So you guys are in the room, right? And then is the room lit?
There is a slight amount of sunlight coming through from the far corner where the rock pile is, almost as if there's
Gotcha.
a gap there.
Okay.
Yeah.
She's
You are
climbing up to a rock pile.
Heading
Would
over
you like
in
to
that
climb?
direction.
Dang. All right, let's go.
You're heading over in that direction and
Yeah.
see that you might have to start kind of scaling that pile.
Should have taken fly, but I didn't.
I cast fly on them.
Can you?
Yeah.
Can you actually?
Yeah.
Shut up. No, you can't.
It's one of my 2 spell slots.
Shut up. That's amazing.
Amazing.
Yeah, you see her standing there looking up like shit.
I'm gonna forgive them, pull out a feather,
Oh.
happy solstice, and just
Happy solstice.
Bitch. And then I start flying. I'm like, oh, it worked. It's
You
a Christmas
just-
miracle.
She just started flying, Claire. I have no idea what's going on.
Okay.
Okay.
Whoever did that, thank you. I think was that you?
No.
Well, then we'll see what happens. And I go fly up to the thing.
You fly up towards the top of the rock pile. As fly is being cast, Clara, you feel something around your ankle.
Oh no.
Sebastian,
Yeah?
something is at my ankle.
Oh,
Something's at my ankle.
do I see anything, or is it just ghosty? Oh, there's ghosts on my
Ghosty
sister.
goodness.
There's ghosts on my sister.
And
No.
that's the t-shirt. There's ghosts on my sister.
You look across to where she's standing, and you see in the ice beneath her, perfectly mirroring her, there is a indistinct, featureless, but exactly the correct shape shadow. Not of her, of you. It's your shadow.
How close am I to Clara?
Probably about 10 feet away. And you see your shadow's hand reach up and grab her ankle and pull. And the ice below her splits.
No, it doesn't.
I'll open my pole to like jump myself into the air as it shoots off the ground, like pole vaulting.
That's so cool.
And Clara, you feel yourself, or at least your leg, get pulled down into freezing, painful water that is
Oh my god.
No.
and everyone can roll initiative.
I hear a splash behind me, and I'm like, I go away for 1 minute.
I rolled bad.
17.
I rolled not great either. That's okay. How do I do things? I know what I'm doing. I forgot how to play. Oh, that's awesome. I rolled a 6, which makes sense because I'm focused right now, and I just hear the splash behind me, and I'm like, oh, but still doing the thing I'm doing. I want to Arcana check this ruin.
Absolutely. Okay, 25 to 20. Beautiful resounding silence. We love it. 15 to 20.
17.
Yay.
All right.
There's such a thing as Christmas battle music. I feel like I found some for the last Christmas one.
There's gotta be, right?
It's Carol of the Bells. It's gotta be. It's Carol of the Bells.
I think there was a
Carol.
playlist I found that was called Christmas but Aggressive, and I'm going to try to find that one again.
Christmas but aggressive.
10 to 15. I love
10?
Christmas but aggressive. 10.
Oh, it's good. I'll put it in case anyone wants some background music. I will put it in the Discord, or maybe not the Discord. Maybe I'll put it in the video because Discord's being a hoe. Merry Christmas.
Discord's like, what?
Well, it
Ice
knows what
walls
it
in
did.
Discord.
It knows what it did. Okay.
This combat is actually against Discord, our mortal enemy.
This combat is
Oh no, I'll lose. I always do.
instead of sponsored by Discord.
Sponsored by Discord. Oh,
Sponsored by, and we're losing that sponsorship as we go. All right. First to act, fittingly enough, is Sebastian. Sebastian, what you see occur, as I restated, is you see a shadow of yourself, not of your sister, grab her ankle and pull her down towards ice that is rapidly giving way. And you watch as she begins to fall down into what would be an immediate, what will on her turn be just an immediate plummet down into the water.
All right. Let me know if this works. I don't have my weapon out yet, so I've got the shield and the collapsing stick. So I would love to run to my sister, grab her hand, open the collapsing stick in the ice, so it kind of like rests as a pole across the opening, and cast my face step on her so she goes 30 feet because I'm in the spring form. So I can send someone, I can't send myself.
That's cool.
So
I like
jump
that.
down, open stick, teleport her, and start freezing.
So you're jumping down into the water in place.
Yeah.
Oh,
I have a really important question that I need answered right away, and I need like a 1, 2, 3, and then you both answer at once. Which one of you is older? 1, 2, 3.
Sebastian.
We don't even know our
was
last
hoping that
name,
would
and that's a
happen.
privilege you wouldn't know about.
Well, names are very powerful. Sorry, please continue with us dying.
That's superb. Yeah,
So if that's possible to do, I would love to do that.
that is absolutely possible to do.
Awesome.
You open this pole in the middle of dropping down into a sea of water or ink. It's unclear. Something black and opaque and impossible to see through, and very, very, very cold. So cold that your body is immediately warm.
And I'm padded with a bunch of fruit and letters. But I wish I hadn't have given that glove back.
I was gonna say, oh, if only you had an extra glove.
But no, job accomplished. Movement, action, all that. I'm good.
Clara, you feel this occur as actually my question to you, I think, is do you feel this or do you see this? Because
I think the moment she starts plummeting, like, you know, your instinct is to make sure all your senses are working at that point. So I think she automatically opened her eyes.
you open your eyes for the first time in several minutes to see, you take in all at once, because it was described to you, but you didn't see it, a room with hundreds of reflections of your two companions, Lavinia far in the distance, you rapidly dropping down in level, and then suddenly you're not falling into the water. You're 30 feet away, kind of stumbling on your feet. Sebastian, did you just send her just 30 feet in the opposite direction?
Wherever would be safest and sister shaped.
Probably towards me too would be helpful, because then you know.
Excellent. Yeah, you are sent sort of now skidding out onto the ice. Before you go, let's see. I get to roll things now. I always forget that as a DM, I get to roll things.
Sure do.
So exciting. Sebastian, what's your armor class?
It is 15 when my shield's accessible, 13 if I don't have it.
Gotcha. Me.
I mean, you said you had your shield out, right?
Yeah, but with the letters and the fruit, you know, maybe 15 and a half.
The fruit, I feel like, at a half point.
Yeah, what's the AC of fruit? Is it partial cover?
Does it go up if you made friends with the ice?
Sebastian, you having just fully jumped down into the water slash liquid, whatever it is, are you holding on to the pole?
Yeah, hoping to.
Yeah. You grab the pole and you can feel your feet kicking. Your feet have not hit the bottom. This is deep enough that it would go over your head had you not done that. You don't know how deep down it goes. From the water around you, you realize that the ice was completely, like, you did not see dark liquid beneath it, but you saw a reflection, but it's dark now. You feel behind you your own arms wrap around your chest in a hug that then grows a little too tight and sharp.
It's my inner critic.
You take
dead boyfriend is what it is. Daniel's been dead for 30 years.
No!
I drop concentration on fly.
You take 17 points of necrotic damage.
And then you do have to make a concentration check.
And make a concentration check.
Damage.
If you drop me, I'm going to be so mad.
All right, I have a +3 to 8, so 11. So I think that's right exactly. Or is it one too small?
It's either
10 and a half.
Yeah, 10 and a half. So
yes, so that
was 20. That was exactly it. Okay, amazing.
He's not dropping me.
And as your own arms tighten around your chest and kind of begin to dig in, you feel the coldness start to kind of almost leech strength from your muscles. You cannot like use them as well to hold onto the pole. You slip down another few inches and you feel your strength score drops by 2.
Ooh.
By 2.
Yes.
That is unfortunate.
That's not good. Not good.
We hate to see it.
Hate to see it.
What is your strength score currently?
-2, it would now be -3.
Oh,
As
like
far
your
as the total.
your general stats.
Yeah.
Your general stats.
Yeah, it was a 7, so it would be 5.
Good to know.
No, I don't like that smile.
I don't think I'd resist a lot. I'd be like, it
Good
just needs
to
a little
know.
energy. It needs a little bit of a gift. I'll,
Oh.
happy solstice.
No.
The damage that you take feels just like something has attacked you, but then the secondary seep into your muscles starts to feel far more dangerous. Far more dangerous, far faster.
Well, I'm glad it's me in here.
I could have taken so many more strength damage things than you.
Clara,
Yeah.
it is your turn. You have just been teleported many feet away. You're kind of now equidistant, about 30 feet from both your brother and Lavinia. You can see, I think, both Lavinia flying up at the top of this rock pile and sort of a splash and a jolt of movement as something attacks Sebastian.
Oh my gosh. Okay. I think she's like kind of prone right now because she had been falling in Misty Step, so she's kind of like slid along the ice a little, and she just kind of like turns around and sees something attacking Sebastian. And she's like, no, 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 no. And she's gonna cast like moonbeam right on the end to try to get the thing.
Get the juice, but not the boy. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna cast it at 3rd level, so it has to make a 15 con
Let's
save.
go.
Nice.
I love when my sister casts Moonbeam.
It also makes shapeshifters revert to their original form.
She casts it so I can
Ooh.
dance in it sometimes when we just have nothing to do.
Does it also make invisible things visible?
Shape changer makes it saving throw. Oh, and if it's a shape changer, it makes it saving throw at disadvantage. If it fails, it also instantly reverts to its original form and can't assume a different form until it leaves the spell slot.
Excellent to know. All right.
But yeah,
Sadly,
But it doesn't make invisible things visible, right? Does it?
No.
Okay.
It sadly exactly makes the save.
Oh, that's okay. It takes half damage.
Nice.
Right. Half as much damage on a successful one, so that's 9. So 18. So 9 radiant damage.
9 radiant damage. Nice. What does it look like as what is your meme boom? That's not
My
that
mean
word.
boon.
Mean boon.
That's
Your
not that
moonbeam.
I was going to recover and no, that's not a thing I can recover from.
Yeah.
What does your moonbeam or your mean boom
my
like?
It's just this like light blue almost like sparkling crystalline as if it is snow, but it's like lit up. It's angry snow.
The angry light, almost light filled snow hits this entity behind Sebastian, and you feel from the light and radiance of it specifically the shadow reeling backwards, clearly very, very hurt by whatever you just did.
Good to know. I'm gonna yell like radiant's bad for it, so good for us.
Cool. I don't have that.
Lavinia, what do you do?
How close am I to the thingy? Am I at it yet?
Have flown up and are now right on top of the strange circle of magic you saw before. In the kind of bullet time of combat, what you see initially is a circle of runes. Remind me what languages you speak.
I forgot to pick. I'll pick them right now. Let's see. Some of them are already picked. What are they? I have Common, Elvish. I would imagine Sylvan because I'm a fucking fancy lass.
Hey, Sam.
And then like something weird like abyssal or something, and then something else like celestial maybe, because like those are the fancy lad languages.
Got Common and Twin.
Nice.
Wait, are you twins? I thought you were just siblings.
We're twins.
Oh, that makes more sense.
We're just different seasons of Eladrin right now.
Aw.
in different places in our lives.
Yeah, because one of you is 1 minute older, which is a whole different season.
Yeah, it's them.
You look down. What you see at the top of this rock pile, it is a circular blue stone, clearly glowing with magic, surrounded by a tight circle of runes. On first glance, the runes are not in a language that you know. They are clearly immediately related to what you recognize, because you've seen so many of them in your mother's office, is some sort of magical or imbued item, very clearly a wondrous item of some form, something very powerful. And you can see that across, actually no, first of all, from this stone at the top of this pile, ice trails down and goes to the pool in the floor. You think that this is, for lack of a better word, the source of all of the water, possibly.
Yep. Sitting there just being like, yo, did not need detect magic for that. Could have just found it with my eyes, but that is fine. Not going to tell anyone that. And I don't think it's going to work because I'm not like, it seems like if it's like a wondrous item that I've seen before or like of that type of magic, I know like I'm not high enough level to do this right, but I am going to try to dispel magic on the stone.
Nice. Give me an Arcana check as you do so.
Okay. 15.
Nice. On a 15, as you're preparing to dispel the magic, which you can still do, you also see that in this circle of runes, there's a place where two of the runes have been almost slashed through or appended in glittering blue ink, altering what they would say.
Do I know anything about like the history of these falls and whatever, or if it is magical, if there's like a magical essence to it where like should be a rune situation here maybe, but this has been tampered with, or whether this is a rune setup that like someone fucked with also, but also that shouldn't be here in the first place? Like, is the stone the problem? Are the runes the problem? Is the ink the problem? What do I know?
I will say that you can do a Arcana or History, your choice, check to try and figure it out, but that would take your turn as opposed to being able to.
That's fine. This is what I would do. I wouldn't help. I would just be like, I got this. I'm over here. You fight the thing, and I'll just try to dispel it. I think for both, I have the same plus for both, so it is a 21.
Nice. On a 21.
Probably Arcana rather than History, just in terms of my wheelhouse.
You start to pull up a lot of memories of studying specifically in the evocation library. You think about the fact that you know from your mother, from your studies, that in any major body of land, such as a kingdom, especially one that has the natural world especially when it has a natural world so clearly tied into it, evocation spells get layered on top of each other, get baked into the land. Sometimes there are things that are left over from Fae hundreds of years ago. Sometimes there are things that are put in place by wizards and then forgotten but remain part of the stability. Part of what the Vespinian University is trying to do is make sure that it knows where there are perhaps spells that have been cast on the land and then forgotten about. You look down at this, and 21 Arcana, this is some sort of summoning contraption pulling water from the elemental plane of water into your homeland and creating a water system, a waterfall, and the Mirror Falls.
Okay.
You don't exactly know how it works or how it's meant to work, but that is the purpose that you believe it has. And something about how that works has been tampered with relatively recently.
Okay.
And that's specifically the places where two of the runes have been altered, like changing the components of a spell to make it into a new one.
I don't think it's been 10 minutes. So if my detect magic is still up, can I detect specifically like the ink? What like if it's different magic than the runes and like I don't know. I'm trying to figure out like if I like scrub it off magically or something, if that'll be fine, or if I need to like dispel the magic ink, or like can I just prestidigitation this bitch, or like what? Like, is this a cantrip scenario? Is this like a 5th level spell? What do we need to do here?
You can see that the ink itself has kind of become part of the more permanent runic circle. You don't just think you could wipe it off. You think you would need to do something more permanent to
But I
it.
feel like I could dispel it and not the like stone if I did like each of the runes that had ink on it separately, kind of thing.
Yes, you think it would take some precision work, but you've done a lot of it would take a level of precision work, I think, for you that almost some wizards might find trivial because they're more focused on how can I cast a billionth level storm of fire and flames.
Yes. Let's smash it instead of understanding it. Classic. It belongs in a museum, people. Let's go. It
This is
doesn't belong in a
almost
museum.
more elementary basic spell work of cleaning up and restoring something to its
Oh,
basic.
and I love that. Okay, cool. That was my turn.
Nice. Sebastian, it's your turn. You are down in the water in the shadowy murk. You have felt arms around
Yay.
you recoil slightly, though,
Mhm.
and whatever is behind you, whatever iteration of your shadow, is currently trapped in your sister's moonbeam.
If I were to lose my concentration on fly, are they in a position where they would just tumble, or are they up on their feet on a platform that was higher up?
Currently, Lavinia is on the top of a rock pile and would not drop
Similar
down
to their
into the
death,
water.
yes.
Yeah.
Good to know. Good to know.
Might
I'm
fall a
gonna
bit and take some bruises, but it would not be fun. But it's not immediate death.
perfect. I'm gonna try to hop out of here, to stand up on the surface, if it's possible, to try to, gymnastic myself onto my little bar, if possible, and then maybe Peter Pan along the top. If I can try
Peter
to do
Pan
that.
along the top is an
Yeah.
interesting. Is that how Peter Pan walks?
I don't
I'm
judge the
not.
books you read.
I'm not. I'm actually just genuinely curious. It's like I don't remember that part. Don't remember him walking much, to be fair. But go on.
Well, somebody else is using my fly. Would it be possible for me to try to pull myself out? Is there a roll, or is that just
Yes.
movement?
You think that to pull yourself out, you would be making an athletics check
I
with
will
your
try.
currently modified strength stat.
Perfect. So that would be -3.
Good.
17
On an-
-3. So
I was about to say, was
14.
that a natural 20?
No.
Nice. 17 minus 3.
Yeah, if that's not enough, I'll use my luck biz though.
On a 14, you manage to kind of push yourself
Oh man.
up onto the bar and roll yourself a little bit out onto the ice.
Deal. I will cast Fiendish Vigor on myself, which I can do once without using a spell slot, to give myself some temporary hit points. D4 plus 4, so that's 6. And then you'll just see me reach to my chest and pull a long green grass thorn from my body. And I'm still reluctant. Like I don't really want to hurt the ice at all, but that's an action and a movement. So then I'll just kind of hold myself there at the opening, trying to buy my sister and the companion with us as much time as they may need.
Nice. You hold yourself in that position, and the shadowy thing in the ice on its turn mirrors exactly what you just did. You
Oh.
watched as, in an echo a little bit delayed from your time, as if you're watching like a video playback, though we don't have video in this world, your shadow pushes itself up, rolls onto the opposite side of the ice, gets into the same position, and then rushes towards you and lashes out again with its arms.
I don't want to hit him.
On a natural 1, Your shadow goes completely past you.
I try to hug it.
Oops.
Oh.
You are able, I'm going to say, on that natural one, it goes past you as you step out of its space, and then you manage to wrap your arms around it from behind and are now somehow
Stop.
in the exact same position.
Stop being so mad. I'll hold him.
Just
What?
hold him.
Yeah, just hold him.
Gotta know when to hold him.
It's the solstice.
It is currently Clara's turn, so I think we'll hold on that for just a second.
Is Clara okay? Where'd she go?
I'll just sway with my shadow a little bit.
Do you want to just do you want to skip to my turn and then go back to Clara just to
Yes, I think I will do that for the moment since you're also both doing
it's all
you're
at the same time.
opposite.
Yeah.
On
not
your
doing
turn,
stuff with her.
on your turn, what do you do?
Okay, I'm going to attempt, instead of casting Dispel Magic on the stone that seems important to the thing, I'm going to try to cast Dispel Magic specifically on the ink.
Nice. Give me I believe you roll for Dispel Magic if it's higher than the level of the spell cast, correct?
Yeah, it's if any spell 3rd level or lower, it just gets done. But if it's 4th or higher, I do the DC is 10 plus the spell's level, and I make an ability check using my spellcasting ability.
Yes. Give me an ability check for that.
Okay. Ooh. So wait, what's my DC?
Your DC at the moment, 10 plus the spell's level, right? 15.
Okay, so I add that plus my intelligence plus 4. Okay, that doesn't do it, so I'm gonna use my inspiration to re-roll this bad boy. That's worse.
Oh no.
So nothing happens. I guess I try and I feel it just not doing it. I have my spell book open for this too, so they can feel free to be snarky if they want to.
You go to kind of pass your hand over the ink and you feel it starts to pull away from the runes and then sort of slither back into place.
Well, that
As
sucks.
the spell check fails.
Okay. Does the book say something mean to me?
The book quietly open to one side. A book can't shake its head, but you have a strong feeling that whatever animus spirit of the book lives there and talks to you is sort of quietly doing this. It goes, if you've just done your research.
I do the research all the time. That's the one thing that I do. Okay. Bonus action. Wizards can't do anything on a bonus action, can they? I don't know. Probably not. I can fly away, but I feel like what I'm supposed to do is up here. I am gonna look over and see what's going on down there because I feel like so far I haven't really clocked anything that's happening. So there's Shadow being hugged by ink-drenched boy. There's Lavinia standing there.
We're in the moonlight while we're hugging.
Oh yeah,
there's a moonlight occurring.
Moonlight.
Currently, you stepped out of the moonlight. The moonlight is right behind.
It would still light them up from behind in a very anime kind of way,
like a prom thing going on.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Oh, you're back.
Hello.
I'm back.
I always wanted to hug my shadow in the moonlight.
How you doing? Hello. Oh, frozen.
Oh, they're frozen.
Oh no, and not in.
It's because of the ice.
It's because of the ice. Uh-oh. Maybe they turn into an ice statue, and that's how we do. Yeah.
In the chat, they did say what Moonbeam would do to the creature if it was still in
Oh
it.
yeah, is it a shapeshifty thingammy? Oh wait, but I think if they pass, that doesn't happen, does it?
There's a DC 15 con save.
Yes, and
right, and they did that, and they passed.
And it's also moved out of it on its turn, unfortunately.
That's
so
right.
Moonbeam
It has to start its turn.
Now it's just aesthetically Moonbeam.
It's just very pretty in there.
It's a very beautiful Moonbeam.
Okay, so there's been a lot of shadow scenario going on, and we talked about the history of the the falls in particular, and it's cool that it comes from the other realm or whatever, but I don't think any of us have done any sort of like history checks about the lore of like the shadow thing, which I know that we know about. And saying it out loud, I realize that like that's something that you said we know about in chat, and anyone who's watching doesn't know what the hell I'm talking about. But there's a shadow thing that happens. Maybe can I like do a bonus action like history check to see what I remember about shadows?
Go for it.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Cool. Clara, are you alive?
I hope so.
I died while you were gone.
No,
Just
we all
kidding.
did. We all did. It's only you. You've got this.
no.
Well, I rolled a 2, so that's a 9.
I can tell you
Oh
about
my.
shadows.
You don't have any concrete information about that. What you have is rumors and legends that you've heard before, similar to what you realized when you were down at the base of the river. You've heard many tales growing up, some sort of legends about being respectful of the water and being respectful of the shadows around it, and you have likely not put too much stock in it.
Right.
Knowing what you know now about the fact that, oh, the water that runs throughout the Kingdom of Esbane comes from this one source. Those legends are often said in relation to this one source. You think that perhaps there is a grain of truth to those that might not be inherently dangerous or inherent problem, and that whatever has changed this water source has changed that too.
This is one of those things where it's like, it could be a conspiracy theory and a ghost story or whatever, but it probably is just science, but no one wants to talk about that. And so I just stopped listening. And so that's all I know is like, eh.
Yeah.
Okay, is it Clara's turn?
Yes.
Nothing really has changed.
Okay.
Sebastian's now hugging his shadow self.
That is true. I'm still up there trying to dispel magic and doing it badly.
And I got out of the hole
Okay.
and pulled my sword, and then it attacked me and rolled a 1, so I hugged it because it missed.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So that's going to be interesting to navigate the moonbeam at it.
Just take both of us.
Just the tip.
Yeah, we're just gonna barely try to get its foot.
A little itty bitty.
Get its foot.
Just get us both. I'm immune to moonlight.
Not this kind.
This is very painful moonlight.
Go, Clara, go. Get him.
I was just trying to see on each of your turns after you cast a spell, you can use an action to move the beam up to 60 feet in any direction. So I will move the moonbeam to try to just get the shape changer if possible.
Just his butt. Just his butt. That's
Yeah.
like poking out in the hug.
Yeah.
Does my shadow form look good? I was able to watch myself
Does
be
your regular
athletic from a
form look good?
distance. It's just angles you don't normally get, Just
Does
side
he
action.
also have shadow apples in his butt? Like, what's happening?
Are there
right
shadow
now?
apples in their butt?
Mm-hmm.
I will say yes. I'll say yes to the shadow apples. Clara, give me a spell casting check as you move the moonbeam, just to see how much you manage to kind of precision navigate it out of the way.
7.
Class.
You move the moonbeam and do wind up catching your brother still in some of the damage radius.
That's okay.
Okay, so it's a con save DC 15 for both. And if this shadow thing is a shapeshifter, it has disadvantage, but I don't know if it is.
18.
Do you still have like a point of luck for me if you need it? 18 sounds fine.
I do have the point of luck. I didn't need it to get out of the hole. But 15 plus 3.
The shadow fails.
Oh.
No, it's good.
Maybe.
So that's 18 points of damage to the shadow, and then half to Sebastian.
Perfect.
And it failed. If it's a shapeshifter, it reverts to its original form and can't assume a different form until it leaves the spell's light.
My body begins to change. Just kidding.
Yeah.
Sebastian, as you're holding the form of your shadow self in your arms, you feel it's the exact same thing as when you watch the letters and the ink drip down the page in reflection. You feel it discorporate and almost come apart in your arm.
Oh, man.
Dripping down onto the ice. And
gross.
you see as you kind of brush yourself off, in the walls around you, you see all of the remaining shadow forms starting to slowly turn towards you, and more shadows moving under the ice.
Should have kept your eyes closed.
I close them again.
It is your turn now.
I will drop a piece of fruit into the hole. And
Did everyone hear my cat?
Yeah.
I thought that was the shadow, to be honest.
He wants
falling.
to go outside, but it's dark outside, so he can't go outside. So sometimes he sits there and just lets out a mournful howl.
I haven't hit it yet, and part of me kind of likes that I haven't hit it yet. Like, if I hit it, this will get bad. I'm at 13 hit points.
Jokes, so little time.
So I think I am just going to try to protect my friends, and I will just hold my attack at the opening in case it comes up or within striking distance. It's right there, isn't it? I could just hit it, couldn't I?
Your shadow?
Yeah.
Well, it's a big blob now, isn't it?
I was going to say,
Yeah.
currently there's nothing. Currently, it's gone from in front of you, but you can see the versions of yourself in the ice are starting to move a little more strangely.
Deal. I will hold an action and try to get myself closer to my sister, or if anything attacks her, I will hit them. But while doing that, I'm going to change how I look to different clips of people that we care about.
Can you? Oh wait, you passed, so you can.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I can do it at will. So for Flair, as walking, I'll just turn to each of us, then turn to us when we were younger, turn to the dean when they were younger and used to play with us sometimes, and just try to remind the reflections that they're not their final form.
Oh.
And then I'll just hold my attack.
Oh my gosh. Clara, it's your turn.
It was just my turn.
Can you get back?
I'm gonna reach out and cast Cure Wounds on Sebastian at my last third level.
No.
So it's gonna be 4.
Can I give it back to her? Just kidding.
Did you just have something for yourself? You're your own person.
You heal 12.
Amazing.
And that's just gonna be my turn. I'm just gonna be like, Lavinia, you got it?
Yeah, totally.
Okay.
Lavinia, it's your turn.
Thank you.
All right. How many more of these spell slots do I have? Because it still gets spent if I don't do it. Okay. It's my last one, but I'm going to try it again. Because it seems like the right choice. I'm just doing it badly. So I'm going to hopefully do it right this time and try to dispel the magic again. I'm going to use a different dice because I don't like the ones that have been happening so far. Oh, that's good. Okay. Because I'm doing okay. Sorry, I got excited and then I forgot how to talk and I can only make sounds. Sorry, Jen. So that's plus my spell attack modifier. No, plus my spell thingy. My modifier, right? Not my spell attack modifier.
Correct.
Okay. So that's plus 4. So that's 18.
Nice. What does it look like as you dispel this ink and restore the rune circle to its correct form?
Counterspell. Just kidding.
You troll. I think I'm gonna the book is still open to the page and I'm just take a second to center myself and be like, hey, remember what you've learned, and put my hand on the book. And I think it's gonna channel the spell up through my arm in a sort of white light and then down through my other arm as I just it's gonna be you can't see my hand over there. I'm doing this ooh. I think I'm just gonna pass this light over each of the things and then the ink sort of gets like pulled up, sucked up, kind of like through like a vacuum, almost like into my hand, and it's like kind of stuck in my hand now. I'll take damage if you want me to, because that's fun. But yeah, I'm just gonna try to like just siphon it off of it, basically. And it's like the reason we use that instead of like trying to clean it off or whatever is it will not damage anything else. It is just going to like siphon it up and leave the rest of it intact. And it's just gonna right into my hand that has a new glove on it, but probably not for long because that ink was gross.
You feel a pain as you take 6 additional points of necrotic damage, kind of pulling the ink. And then as it pulls off of the circle, you're almost blinded by a similar light as the runes flare up much more strongly. Sebastian,
I'm gonna go for a ride.
Sebastian and Clara down towards the base of the rock pile both make deck saves for me.
We're not gonna need a sled. We're not gonna need a sled. Should have brought a boat instead. We're not gonna need a sled.
9.
6.
Oh, we're right there.
We're
Can
so
we meet in the
right.
middle and
Use
both
your
have
luck.
8?
Use your luck. Use your luck, Sebastian.
Can I give it to my sister?
No!
Okay.
No, you cannot. Don't do it.
Good Lord,
5.
you're gonna give it to your sister.
Oh, but I
Well,
will
we-
cast silvery
because
barbs on my
too.
sister's roll.
So you giving me disadvantage?
No, I'll give myself disadvantage and let you re-roll your 20.
It's not an attack roll, though.
Oh, does it have to be an attack roll?
Yeah.
Never mind.
It's I'm okay.
An attack.
We both failed.
You're both going for a ride. What
That's
happens
fine.
now, Emma? I pull up my third pair of extra gloves and I put that on my hand.
You watch as water erupts from this circle of stones, cascading down the rock pile. As it passes over it sweeps up both of you, and as it passes over the ice unfreezes in an instant, and a cascade of water pushes out through the mountain. All of the ice on the walls that contain the shadows that were coming towards you shatters at once and then melts and dissolves down into the flood. And Sebastian and Clara, you are being full water slide sent down the mountain.
Can I fly down and grab Clara? Because I know that if I grab Sebastian, he'd be really mad that I didn't grab Clara.
It's true. I have my stick.
Are you trying to prevent Clara from getting washed away?
I can turn.
No, I'm trying to push her. Yes, I'm trying to grab Clara to like keep her from being washed away and from this Poseidon adventure.
Nice. You are able to grab Clara and anchor Clara on, and Sebastian, you go back down the route that you've just traveled through the room where you found the letters, and then come tumbling out onto the plateau where the waterfalls are, and you roll to a stop and kind of blink for a moment on your side, and you're about like 6 inches from the edge of the cliff where the falls drop down several hundred feet, right on the edge.
Good thing I was nice to this water.
Lavinia, in the kind of moment, there's a massive rushing sound, and in the moment that you're holding Clara there as the water slowly dies away, you just...
we're gonna follow them. We're gonna follow him. We need to keep going. I'm just gonna pick her up so that she's not stuck in the water and follow.
It's over for me.
I'm like, as soon as possible, I will like put her on a safe surface and then try to fly over to Sebastian.
You manage to kind of wend your way through, and about a minute or two later come right out the other side, and he's there.
Okay, I'm gonna grab Sebastian on the arm, and I'd be like, no, you have to please hold on and please be willing. And then
I may have lost concentration on the fly in the water. I'm not sure if there was any damage happening.
You didn't take any damage.
You didn't take any damage.
You didn't say it, so it didn't happen. I'm gonna grab your arm, and from like where we are, there's gonna be this like loud boom, and like the water is just gonna like you know when superheroes do a 3-point landing and everything goes like. That's what's gonna happen with the water. It's just gonna like out from under us, and I'm gonna cast Thunderstep, and I'm gonna take us over to somewhere else because you can come with me if you're a willing creature.
I will be willing if I could do one thing before they got to me.
Oh, you know what? Here's the thing. I've spent all my 3rd level spells. I can't do that. Just kidding. I'm with Clara. Good luck.
Watching them fly.
Sebastian, now alone at the edge as they're coming back after you the slightly slower, painstaking way. What do you do in the moment that you're alone there?
Bite into an apple, wave to him if I see him in the distance, and then I want to use my last spell slot to cast tongues on myself.
Oh.
So if the water understands any language, it would understand me, and I just want to tell it happy solstice, and like that I'm happy it's back, and maybe put some of the letters back in. I know this isn't really litter, but I mean it's important, and I'll put like one letter back in the water just for the river. That's all.
Your letter goes into the water, and you watch it kind of starts to get waterlogged and dissolve, and the ink starts to dissolve. And then as you're holding the apple that you just took a bite from.
Shadow apple or normal apple?
Normal apple.
Okay.
But as the water goes over the edge of the cliff right next to you, a hand reaches out, takes the apple, and pulls it down into the mist of the falls.
That's fine. I pull out another one.
I thought it was going to come out and save you, but no, it just takes your fucking apple as you yeet yourself into oblivion. Like,
I'm having a great day.
You're able to be just right at the edge. You don't get pulled in fully by the water, but you're able to stay right at the edge of the plateau, precariously, if not. Lavinia, from the top of the rock pile, as you've gone down to hold Clara in place, you hear gently, with sort of a little, you hear, clean spell work, very professional, from your spell book.
That's the best compliment he's ever given me. That's right.
Do the two of you go back to rejoin Sebastian?
Yeah, and I let a little bit of water get on it, just keep it in its place, you know. I've been really painstakingly taking care of this bitch for so long. I'm gonna let a little water splash on it and then put it away, and then we'll go find Sebastian.
You reunite at the edge of the plateau, and with the water now cascading down, you can watch almost in real time as the fountain of water now hits the ice at the bottom and dissolves it, and then rushes down the mountain and dissolves it further. As you see it flowing along, Lavinia, with kind of traces of detect magic left as you've been detecting this river so thoroughly, you can see little streaks of necromantic energy that are traveling along in the water, still there, still present, but unable to fully become corporate because the water is flowing, not frozen.
What a great day.
Is everybody good? Are you okay? Yeah. You okay? You okay? Okay?
Oh, yeah. I didn't have to hurt anything.
Sebastian, you get to go to school now.
What do you mean?
You get...
Well,
I didn't know... ride.
Well, here's... Okay, well, that's not what I said. But,
no, your mom said.
But, wait, what?
Huh?
That was the term I put in my deal.
But my term was that you got to teach a botany class.
Well, I get to teach you.
Oh my God. It's just the two of us in the classroom.
No one wants to take your fucking botany class because no wizards are interested in botany in any way.
They're like, we have nothing to do with botany.
I can make the plant myself.
What are they going to give you, Lala? I mean, sorry, I don't mean to call you that anymore. That was a long time ago.
You can call me that if you want to. I thought you didn't want to go to school. I thought you were all like, ooh, who needs to be a wizard?
Well, I don't want to be a wizard.
Oh, but that's a wizard school. You know that, right?
It's
So
an
you go to
arcade.
school there.
It's an arcane school.
Sure. Yeah, I'm sure they do it. It might be like you might be bullied a little. Is all I'm trying to say. But I'll protect you.
I made
I'm
friends with a bunch of shadow water today, so
that
I think there's a niche for me.
Keep that to yourself, probably, because that's the type of thing that will make
drop
people make
fly.
fun of you. Yeah. Oh God.
We're walking
Oh,
back.
it was so good though. Oh,
I'll make
okay.
us some ice sleds.
Are there
There's
any
no
goats
ice
to pull
anymore,
them?
though.
No, I'm a druid.
Can I do one perception check for goats to pull our ice sleds?
You may give me a perception check for goats to pull
Okay.
your ice sleds.
I have +2. I have +2.
You're not allowed to use my luck for that.
You can use your
7. Can I use my luck?
You can-
I will allow you to use your last luck.
She
damn
always
it.
used to give me luck when we were little and then would never let me use it.
Only on
14?
things I want you to use it on.
You sadly
14
see
fine
no
goats.
They are
14?
still up the mountain.
14? Really? No goats?
I'll look like a goat, but wearing my clothes, walking upright, all that.
just look like a goat man.
Yeah, I'm just a goat man. I'll
Hold
pull the
on.
sleds.
Do I have a spell for
No,
this?
you won't.
I don't have a lot of illusion stuff. What have I got?
No, I'll just pull them with a rope, like casual walking.
I don't have any illusion things. I really wanted to illusion him a goat, but I ain't got nothing.
That's all right. I think there's been a lot of illusion between us. I'm happy just to take a walk with you.
Yeah, let's just walk.
Oh, can we not talk about our feelings while we walk?
I'm pretty happy.
That's good, but also that's a feeling. I mean, I'm glad you're happy, but like we don't.
Are you happy?
I feel accomplished.
Good.
High five?
Excuse me?
High five? Mage hand high five?
What is that? A high five?
You hit it.
I will summon Mage Hand and high five
Why?
myself and keep walking because she left
What's
me
the-
hanging.
What is the point?
There is just
You
no
like
point.
transfer a spell?
You
or
can,
it-
but it wouldn't be recommended.
don't
Claire and I
understand.
show you our special Wonder Twin move where we high five and I send her 30 feet and then she face steps another 30 feet. And
I'm
it's just
60
this
feet away from you.
amazing thing.
And then
we
she
can do.
dies
Yeah.
and falls down from 60 feet. And it's
Well,
a
she
really...
didn't go up.
And then we find a necromancer.
Why would you go up?
You can't.
As you make your way back down the mountain, high-fiving all the way, now under a full moon as it's fully night, you have a leisurely amble back towards the university, which is, 2 or 3 more hours away, but you find that you're not in a massive hurry to get there. You're having some very nice conversations.
Yeah, so who is Daniel?
He's kind of my boyfriend.
Okay, is he dead? What's the
No.
do we have to
I
that's
don't
another-
think so. I should
We
probably
don't
go
have
check.
time. We should go check because
It's
I don't
just
know
the
why those
shadows
letters were
doing
there.
things.
I don't know what the shadow was doing, but for some reason they have it in for Daniel, and maybe we should go check that first,
That's a
just to
good
make sure
point.
he's okay.
That's a fair point. We should do that next.
You take a turn at the first road leading to Daniel's village, not your
The
Ooh.
university.
Daniel Road, if you will.
Daniel Road. And as you walk down this new forked path, that is where we will close for the evening.
And he's real
Okay,
nice. He's
but-
kind of tall.
Oh, okay, but Emma, you do have to tell me why there are letters from Daniel in this cave because I don't understand.
That's my biz.
Okay, you can message me about it later, but I need to know.
And before we sign off for stream purposes, if everyone wishes to introduce themselves one more time and say anywhere that we can find you, if you wish to be found somewhere on the interwebs, on the online.
I'm Abigail the Nerd on all the things, and you can find me on all the things. I do lots of actual plays and more to come in 2024, so just keep an eye out.
Ooh.
After
Oh,
you.
hi. Hello. I'm Katie Spark. You can find me on Critical Spark 20 on all the things, but the things I use mostly are Instagram and Discord because I don't know how to tweet things. And yeah, you can find me there. I think I'm done for the year for things. I did apply for one more thing, so maybe there's one more thing, but we'll see. it's probably for the best. I should be quiet for a while. But in the new year, I'll be probably around Girls Run These Worlds. Fablemanters, possibly. I might be doing my first DM over stream over there at some point next year. Stay tuned. Other than that, you can find me having a mental breakdown behind your garage, and have a nice day.
I'm Rara. I play games. Sometimes people watch them. It's fun. I'm on Blue Sky, Twitter. I'm in Diversity Saves on Sunday and Seven Sided Die on Tuesday, I believe. And I have a little podcast. It's real sad, and we make people cry. And it's based in 1983 TTRPG fairy tale. Just
Hello,
started
Daniel.
someday, but it's called The Heart is a Dungeon, and it's very easy to find. Also, thank you, Emma, for a wonderful game.
That was so good, Emma. Emma,
No
did you say this was your first like streaming DMing?
Yeah, this is my first streaming DMing ever.
That was incredible.
It was
I enjoyed
amazing.
every single second of that. Like the fact that there was so little combat and yet it was still so riveting the
so
entire
fun.
time is like, that's my jam.
Yeah.
Like
Thank
3
you
goat
so
checks. You did great.
Oh my
Great.
god.
Gotta get all the goats in.
I'm
I
gonna
am
hate goats in real life forever, but please, Emma, please tell us who you are and how we
I
can
am
find you.
Emma. I love TTRPGs. This is my first time streaming one, but you will hopefully see me in more soon if I have the way of my heart. And you can find me in your positive dreams.
Ooh, you can find me in your
Aw.
negative dreams, so.
I'll be hanging out with Clara.
Yeah, we're around.
And that's all for us for tonight.
Yay.
Thank you for watching.
Woo. Wait.